What's the name of this place? No idea. Looks good. Thanks, Todd. Links are good. Links are all good.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Braden River High School for tonight's home opener between the Manatee Hurricanes
20 seconds.
and your Braden.
A very pleasant good evening, everyone. We're live from Braden River High School, where tonight the Manatee Hurricanes take on the Braden River Pirates. Welcome, everyone, to the Shake Pit Countdown to Kickoff. Down on the field, and Eddie Mulock, of course, will be here in the booth. Well, Danny, it's been a long time since we've been out here to take on the Pirates. Back when we last came out here, not much of a program. A lot of things have changed, though.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed in a big way for Braden River. They've come a long ways. Just a couple of years back, they were playing St. Thomas Aquinas here in a semifinal game, and
You came, didn't you?
yes, I did. It's a great ball game, a real good ball game. So, you know, we'll see what happens tonight. They've got their key guy back. Everybody's kind of pumped about it. It's Knowledge McDaniel back for the Braden River Pirates, and the Hurricanes just got to continue to do what they've been doing. I don't think one guy, in my personal opinion, makes that much difference.
Now, both teams coming off wins, both teams at 1-1. Braden River beat Clearwater on the road last week, while the Canes were knocking off Palmetto in what most people around town considered an upset. I didn't really consider it an upset, but most of the so-called expert prognosticators, which I don't know that I should use those two terms, expert and prognosticator, in the same sentence.
No.
But a lot of people felt it was an upset. Hurricanes come away with a 9-point win, but it could have been a lot worse than that.
Oh, it could have been. There's a couple times we missed a few turnovers. We actually had a couple drives stall out that we had to settle for 40-yard plus field goals out of Axel Lafro. So that game could have been, could have been two more scores ahead. And I didn't think it was an upset either. I had a lot of people asking me going into that game during the week, what do you think? Listen, I remember looking at you during the Lakeland game at halftime and said, we're going to beat Palmetto.
Well, yes. I mean, you play Lakeland as tough as we did. People didn't really realize that because they didn't see the game for the most part. There's some people who did, but not that many people who were looking at the Palmetto Manatee game and trying to figure out who was going to win that. They just saw the score, and they saw Lakeland pulled away in the end and figured, well, Lakeland, they're decent, but, well, Lakeland's, if not the best team in the state, certainly one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the state.
Yeah, and then speaking of them, tonight they're playing Apopka, so that's going to be a big game.
Keep our eye on that game.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're going to take our first time out of the night on the Shake Pit Countdown to Kickoff. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
Havens week.
I don't know if that's ever going to get here.
Just call Sparky. Yeah, it's funny about it. I can sit right here and almost do this all the time.
It's weird. Once the game starts, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Who's the little fella up in the box?
I try to make the best out of every situation.
Ah, you have to. Stay positive.
Welcome back, everyone, to Braden River High School, where tonight it's the Hurricanes and Pirates. Both teams coming in at 1-1 on the year. Braden River winning on the road against Clearwater. That was a very tough-fought game. They ended up winning by a touchdown late, while the Hurricanes were taking care of business at home against the Palmetto Tigers, 29-20, the final in that game. Well, once again, like we do every Friday, we had a little inclement weather move through, and we're going to check in now with our sideline reporter, Gene Brown.
Thank you, Dave. Down here, field is in great shape with all the rain that's come through. Looks like it's missed a little bit here, but as far as walking on the field, 50-yard line into either end zone, as dry as can be, and going to be an exciting game. And thinking back, we got to play tonight with the intensity that we played last week, and I think the outcome hopefully will be the same.
I think each and every week, Gene, we've played with good intensity this year. We came out against North Miami. I don't know that we played particularly well, but we played hard. And then against Lakeland, we played better, and the intensity was still up there. And then last week, we put it together and played really well, and the intensity was good. So that really hasn't been a problem, but of course, these are kids, so you always worry about potentially one game they'll come out and not have the intensity, but boy, it cannot be tonight, that's for sure.
No, and I think what we've seen in the first 3 games of the season, and with Coach Shakir having a full year in the weight room with these kids and kind of mentally getting with them, you've been able to see where each week we've got a little bit better, kept the intensity up, and played a very tough schedule. So we haven't played any cupcakes over the last 3 weeks, but we have been able to keep it up and have that game. Very impressed with our quarterback's improvement, and obviously the younger players that we have are playing up to what we expected. So that'll be exciting to see. And again, see how the hype is tonight for Braden River coming out and getting their number 1 player and their coach back.
Yeah, their coach.
And so, really what intensity is going to be there. And sometimes that can play for you, and sometimes it can play against you. Hopefully for the Canes tonight, we'll come out with our intensity, and it'll help us, hype us up, and, do what it is. And hey, if I play somebody, I want to play all the best they got and show them what we got and come out victorious.
All right, we've got some big games in the area tonight. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the other games being kicked off in about 20 minutes. We'll continue on the Shake Pit Countdown to kickoff, but first we'll take this time out. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Bradley's first game, he was suspended for, I'm not sure which allegation, or actually it was more of an allegation. They've been slapped, I think, 3 times. They didn't get to play at all this spring. Their program was suspended for spring, and their top player, Knowledge McDaniel, was ruled ineligible. They appealed, and a very, very odd ruling by the Florida High School Athletic Association saying that he can come back and play, but only in non-district games. So the young man can play tonight, then he can't play for a couple weeks, then he can play, then he can't play for a month, then he can play, and then he's done because he can't play in the playoffs. But hey, whatever. Doesn't really involve us, so
No.
it's just kind of
Let it go.
It's very, very strange. But anyway, tonight, Eddie Mulock, this has been a long time since we've been out here, and really it's a rivalry that needs to get going because both teams have played very well in the last 4 years, both teams making an appearance in the Final Four, and we're going to have our hands full tonight.
We are going to have our hands full. Remember the last time we were here, we scored 70-some points, and, so that they're going to want to make up for that. I'm sure they've talked about that, but I think it's going to be a very good game tonight. We're going to see I think Manatee's going to have to play good pass defense tonight and put a little pressure up front. I think that's going to be the key. Knowledge McDaniel is one guy isn't going to win the game, but we got to take care of him too. But it should be fun.
Brian Gagg is the quarterback for Braden River. He's very talented. He's the transfer from Sarasota. Now, we have seen Gagg when he played at Sarasota. We do have some other big games in the area tonight. I'm real interested in Riverview at Palmetto, Danny.
Neither team has done anything. Well, Palmetto has offensively. Riverview showed last week only 2 points against Venice. Alley Boys has not got on track yet. And when you watch what Kyrie Jones did on the ground last week against Palmetto, I would not be surprised to see the same type of running attack again. I think Riverview goes in and beats Palmetto tonight.
Whoa! Man! And that comes from the pitching coach at Palmetto, too.
Hey,
Jeez, Danny.
sometimes you just got to make a call.
Wow. Well, I don't pick games, of course. I just facilitate everything.
Should give
here.
us a good gauge, too, because we have to play them.
Thanks, Herb Street.
We'll probably have to
I'm
beat-
calling the game next week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie.
We'll
I
probably
think
have
it
to beat
will.
Riverview to win the district.
Riverview was only able to score 2 points last week against Venice. That concerns me. I know Venice is a very talented football team. I'm very interested. I think Palmetto is going to be able to score some points tonight, but it may end up being a shootout. But you look at Riverview only scoring 2 last week. Who knows?
Well, I think Riverview looks at what Manatee did, and they're like, you know what, ball control, control the clock, keep Marino off the field. If they're successful at that, yes, they got a great chance of winning. I just, for some reason, just think that running attack, and they'll wear down that defensive line again.
How about Lakewood Ranch at Southeast? You've got 0-2 Lakewood Ranch off to a tough start. Southeast got a win last week, another big in-county game. I got to think Southeast is going to take care of them.
Well, Southeast beats a just below par Sarasota team, so I'll go with you too. I like Sarasota or Southeast in that.
They're
one.
sort of a mystery, though. They got killed by Palmetto, and then they come along and win against.
They turned it over repeatedly in that football game.
Right? See,
I watched some of that game, and it was 14-0 before the game even started on a couple of turnovers. And finally, Charlotte at Venice. That's going to be a very good game down at Venice.
It'll be a great game. I like Venice when they're at home. I think when I check, I believe they were favored by 3. So it's a very close football game. Charlotte is a very good team. It could go either way. It may come down to the final couple minutes or something to happen. But I think Venice, after winning last week, I think they win again.
All right, it is the Manatee Hurricanes tonight on the road taking on Braden River. We'll be back with more on the Shake Pit Countdown to kickoff, including your head coach, Yusuf Shakir. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
constructed by members of Veterans of Foreign Wars, Braden River Post 12055. Gil Ruderman, U.S. Army Colonel, Vietnam. Graham Ellis, U.S. Navy Petty Officer First Class, Beirut. Chuck Slanker, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant, Vietnam. Bill Hewitt, U.S. Air Force Sergeant, Vietnam. Charlie Cusack, U.S. Army, Spec 5, Vietnam. And Ron Leonard, U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant, Vietnam. Let's once again give them a big round of applause and thank you for your service.
I had to recruit somebody that knows walking around, see if there's nobody in there. Thank God it's so easy. That's all we got there. I don't have to snag up the line of scrimmages. And feel free, like, tell me you can come up like to the fence here. It's just for them to make adjustments. There's like the server, like goes to that server, which means
On this earth, there are many men of equal measure. Then there are those who rise above the rest.
No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness.
go mad if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Yes, I'm clear, 1, 2, 3, here! Lock down, go, and yeah! We were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness.
You want to try and hit the Brown and Sons? To Braden River High School. This is Danny Carter along with Gene Brown and Eddie Mulock, and bringing you all of tonight's action, the voice of the Hurricanes, Dave Bristow.
Thanks a lot, Danny Carter. Turned out to be a very nice evening for football. The rain has moved through, and we are set to go. Alex Lafro has it teed up at the 40. He'll be kicking right to left for the Hurricanes. We are dressed in gray uniforms with white helmets and red numbers. And Braden River with all maroon with white helmets. Norman Kearse is back deep, along with Clyde Townsend. Townsend is on the far side, and he is a weapon, caught a couple of touchdowns last week. Lafro has it teed up. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Manatee Hurricane football.
He needs to put it in the end zone, guys.
Lafro coming off an outstanding game last week against Palmetto, waiting for the clock to get down to 0, and we're going to start about 3 minutes early. How about that?
You'd have never thunk it earlier.
Here we go. Lafro puts his left foot into it. It's a high kick that's taken by Townsend at the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Sidesteps a man right up the middle of the field to the 28-yard line. Decent return. Pretty good coverage by the Canes. Lafro kicked it high, but not particularly deep.
Same way he started out last week. First kick of the game was not a deep
Isn't that the
kick.
way he did last week, too? Let's hope he follows the same course he followed last week.
Brian Gagg is the quarterback. He's a 6'3", 210-pound senior. Brian Battie is the running back, a transfer. Well, they're both transfers from Sarasota. Knowledge McDaniel getting his first snap of the season. He is split to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Gagg operates out of the gun. Gagg takes the snap. It's an inside handoff. Not much room there to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 1. Because the line of scrimmage they spotted at the 29. Ryan Ives and Justin Porter on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Pretty good-sized offensive line. 275, 330. The center, the smallest player at 230, 280, 280 from left to right. Gagg wants to throw. Fires it down. It's dropped by McDaniel. He had it. Just a little flare pass to the left side. He couldn't hold on to it. Manatee was right there, though, Danny.
Good read defensively right there. They saw him go out into the flat right there, and Buchanan is the one that came applying the pressure. And McDaniel looked like he tried to run with it before he had it. Hit him right in the chest, but he had good coverage right there.
I'm sure he's anxious.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it's 3rd down and 9. Let's see if we can put some pressure on Gagg. And Manatee jumps off sides. So that'll be 5 yards. It'll still be well short of the first down, but that's something we can't do. Speaking of anxious.
Can't help them out. Can't help them out for sure, particularly like that.
So it's not like college where you can get back. Once you step over, that's it. Dead ball off sides.
Another high school rule I wish they'd change.
Yeah, me too.
That one, return the ball out of the end zone. Two of the things that I've
Well, guys, this could change the play call. You're down to 3rd and 4, the line of scrimmage, the Pirate 35, driving left to right. Single setback for Gag. Gag runs the option, pitches to Batee. He gets the first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Ethan Walls on the stop. That was a nice pitch by Gag, and there you go. The play call was definitely changed.
And I thought we had pretty good coverage on the outside right there, and I thought the tight end actually had a block in the back right there. Manatee was set up to make the tackle, and he got taken down to the backside.
It was a good call, though.
They do not run that play if it's 3rd and 9.
No.
1st and 10 for the Pirates from their own 41-yard line. Gag takes the snap, and he gives off to Batee. He breaks one tackle, can't break a second one. He picks up a yard. Frank Waiters, the leading tackler for the Canes, with now 17 tackles on the season, makes the stop. Down to 10:45 to go in the first quarter. Turned out to be a lovely evening here in East Bradenton.
A little steamy.
Gag sends 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And again, there's movement, but Manatee did not go over. Wow, that was close. Gag seems to be changing the play, takes the snap. He will give off to Batee. Batee has a seam, and he gets close to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2. He's not very big, 5'8", 165, but he just kind of squirmed through that hole.
Just enough of a hole in there, he kind of slide through. Manatee gang tackling there, tried to pull the ball out. And so far, we see this last week too. Palmetto, the first drive, was moving it a little bit. We saw it against Lakeland. Everybody seems the first drive and make a few adjustments.
And they may be in 4-down territory if they don't get it on 3rd down. Gag out of the gun. Gag will give off to Batee. He breaks a tackle, and he is smacked down right at the first down marker. Boy, that was Justin Porter. He should have been nailed really in the backfield, but he was able to get to midfield where it will be 4th down. 4th down. They marked him a little bit short, just short of the 50. So it'll be 4th and 1, and here we go. Kurt Bradley, his first game coaching, coming off a suspension, will roll the dice. 4th and 1, unless they just try to draw the Canes off sides. Now Gag comes up and audibilizes. He takes the snap. The Batee gets it and breaks through for a first down and more to the 31-yard line. There was movement on that play, but nothing was called. One of the players was leaning forward. But that was just a quick hitter.
Just a quick hitter off the left side right there, and enough room, pick up about 16.
Gag's a very savvy quarterback. He sends 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Batee is the lone setback. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Gag looking over to the coaching staff. Offensive coordinator, I think it may be his first game back also. Gag with a lot of time. He will throw deep, and it is caught for a touchdown. Caught for a touchdown, and just like that, Braden River is up 6-0. Knowledge McDaniel, welcome to high school football, your senior year. He catches a touchdown. That ball was well thrown. He had way too much time.
Well, there's no pressure on him whatsoever, and again, it's a bit of a height advantage there. He got good read on a good positioning on the defensive back, and Manatee plays a lot of man coverage, and that's what they're going to do all night and challenge it.
That's one of those balls that just sort of drops out of the sky into the guy.
Brett Toma on to try the extra point, and it is blocked. It's blocked. The Canes blocked the extra point, so it's 6-0. And then hopefully that'll give Manatee some momentum. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
We're back at Braden River High School. We'll check in with Gene Brown down on the sidelines. Gene, as we've seen a lot, the defense gives up some early yards, and it ends up with a touchdown.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great pass and catch on that, and our defensive backs are playing tight coverage, and Knowledge McDaniel just ran kind of by him, so it'll be interesting to see how we change coming into the second defensive for them.
We've gotten beat on that type of pass, too, with several teams, including Palmetto beat one.
Toma, as it teed up, he does not normally kick into the end zone. They pooch kicked it a lot, and they'll do it again here as the Canes will take it at about the 20, out to the 30. Iron to the 40. Look at Iron to the 50. Go Iron. He is all the way to the 40-yard line where he's driven down. Iron Jackson did not call for a fair catch. He returned it 32 yards.
That's a good tone to set right there, guys.
Well, I'm sure they saw on film that we were calling for the fair catch last week, and there was so much room to run it. No reason to do that, and terrific return by Iron Jackson. That sets the Canes up with tremendous field position. It'll be 1st and 10 for Manatee at the Braden River 40-yard line. The Canes driving right to left. Anthony Squitieri starts at quarterback. Napoleon Harris is in the backfield. Iron Jackson, Keyon Fordham, Dre Evans, the receivers. And it's a play action. Squitieri fires it down. It is complete to about the 33-yard line. And that's a good pickup of 7 yards.
Yeah, we got good forward motion mark on that by the.
Can't stand those numbers. That's I believe that was Phelps. 20, well, maybe not. 24? Who we got out there? I don't know.
Tyreek Allen.
There you go.
A freshman. Well, we're going to have to put him on our depth chart.
Yeah. These gray jerseys and those red numbers are hard to pick up way across there.
Boy, the Canes with so many weapons. Squitieri takes the snap. It's a handoff to Harris. Harris has the first down and more over the 30 to about the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Canes on a 5-yard pickup.
Looked like they went off sides, but I guess from my angle it looked that way, but I guess it wasn't. They play a single safety, and they don't. You see that, Danny? They just play one guy in the middle.
2 receivers to either side. Harris is the lone setback for Squitieri, coming off a very nice game last week. Squitieri, play action, wants to throw. He fires it down the middle, and it's incomplete. Double coverage right in the middle of the field, and Braden River was able to knock the ball away from Iron Jackson.
I like to see him go deep like that and stretch the field, make him conscious of that.
I do too. The thing you got to look out for is as deep as that safety is, he's just playing center field. He's going to bite whichever direction goes, and eventually you're going to be able to get a look off one way and come back.
And you'll be able to go underneath too, on drag across too,
2nd down and 10 for the Canes. 2 receivers to either side. Now receiver comes in motion. It's a fake jet sweep. Squitieri keeps it. Squitieri fighting for yardage. He gets it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. He'll be short of about 4 yards. We have an injured player for the Hurricanes. That's Iron Jackson. That's certainly not good news.
That's terrible news.
Jackson down at about the 36-yard line. Well, not sure what happened there.
He's looking at his knee, though.
Yeah,
that's not good
at all.
All right, we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Tyrone Jackson is walking off, hobbling just a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. For the Canes, it'll be 3rd down and 4. The line of scrimmage, the Braden River 23-yard line. Manatee driving right to left, 6-0. Braden River leads, 7:06 to go in the first quarter. Kyrie Jones, the freshman, has checked in. He'll actually be a receiver to the left. Squitieri with no backs, and Manatee calls a timeout. That's probably a pretty good timeout.
Yeah, that's not the formation they wanted.
Yeah, I saw Kyrie going split, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah, they shifted everything up, and Breon was quick to get the timeout there. A little bit of confusion, but you know what? You're making a drive right here, and we got to somehow get away with something more than just field goals all the time. So, you know, it's a great weapon to have, but this is a long 4 yards you're going to have to pick up. Yeah, I didn't like the empty backfield set anyway, so. I
think you're in 4-down territory, especially if you pick up at least 2. Gene, Irone came off. It looked like he was going to be okay.
Yeah, and I think it's just when he got tackled on that, the helmet went to the knee. So.
Ball is on the near side hash mark. Again, the Canes need 4 yards to keep the drive alive. 3rd down, Squitieri lines up in the shotgun. Kyrie Jones right behind him. Kyrie gets the call, running strong up the middle for the first down. The freshman gets about 5. He only needed 4. 1st and 10 for the Canes. Good blocking right up the middle.
That was very good, again, by that offensive line, which are my heroes from last week, too. They played great.
Hurricanes are in the Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware Red Zone. Crowder Brothers Hardware and Gifts and Gadgets with locations on Manatee Avenue West and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Napoleon Harris. Squitieri takes the snap. He throws it out into the flat to Keyon. Keyon breaks a tackle to the 15. Keyon to the 10. Keyon all the way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes. That's one of our best plays of the game, brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. Wow, Fordham fighting hard for the yardage. That was just a little bubble screen. That was a 13-yard pickup.
Be tight down here. Everybody's going to be jammed up in there. Less land to run on, Danny.
Kyrie Jones is checked in. Harris is running at fullback in the offset eye out of the shotgun. It's Kyrie. Kyrie fighting for yards on the left side. He picked up 1 before that hole was closed in a hurry. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4. Both teams come in at 1-1. Jacksonville Trinity beat Braden River. That was up in Jacksonville, the first game of the season, while the Canes, of course, were losing to Lakeland. And last week, both teams rebounded with wins. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Squitieri out of the gun. And Squitieri gives off to Jones. He's looking for the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. Kyrie Jones for 4 yards.
Nice drive.
So the Canes tied at 6 with LaFro on for the extra point. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. This Manatee offense, the last couple of games, has been clicking. Last week we had over 300 yards on the ground. LaFro, of course, kicked those 3 long field goals last week. Snap good. Bigelow the holder. Kick is up, and he splits the uprights. 7-6. Canes go out in front. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Drive finished with a Kyrie Jones 4-yard touchdown run. LaFro's point after was good. Canes lead 7-6.
All scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, you need to visit Buccaneer Pond. All of our game statistics tonight brought to you by CS&L CPAs, numbers you can count on. Right now, the Canes counting on that ground game, Danny.
Again, you go 8 plays and 40 yards, and it's just chewing up clock along the way, too.
And you love those 40-yard drives,
yes.
Right?
And you like a drive that responds to a drive. You know, they drove it down, and we just came right back and duplicated.
LaFro kicking off right to left. Townsend back deep. He returned the first kick. Let's see if LaFro can put it in the end zone. And he nails it. It's a deep kick that Townsend watched sail over his head, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Pirates.
Surprising to me you didn't try and get back
Me
too
too.
close to the goal line
me
to
too.
catch it.
Well, if you've watched film, you know the first one was a little bit of a fluke.
Right. I mean, that's he did it last week. You know, the short kick to start with, not quite as far, and it seemed as the game goes, he gets, you know, a little bit more rhythm going, and he just keeps banging them deeper and deeper.
Canes back on defense, 7-6. Braden River got the touchdown to make it 6-0, then missed the extra point. Then the Canes came back, got the TD and the extra point, and lead by 1. Gag out of the gun. Gag will give off to Batee. He's running to the left. Batee has a little bit of a crease and is driven out of bounds after a 4, maybe 5-yard pickup. He was driven out on the far sideline, and you know, he is just very, very sneaky quick. That was Buchanan on the stop. Picks up 4. Got very low center of gravity.
Yeah, he does. He's a small guy back there. Kind of like Napoleon.
Yeah, Batee had 183 yards last. Got a flag on the play.
We jumped off sides again.
How much longer is it going to figure that they never, once in a great while, they may snap it when he barks it early, but they generally do it, then he looks to the sidelines for the play and goes. I know you can't get totally relaxed, but you got to know that first bark, they're not going.
Okay. Boy, that must have been I swear it was 6 yards. They just gave him the first down.
They did.
So, whatever.
Right.
1st and 10, ball at the 30. For Braden River, their own 30. Gag out of the gun. Yeah, there you go, Danny. He barks out some signals. He looks over, changes the play after he sees the formation. Gag takes the snap, gives off to Batee. There's a flag on the play. You got to think that's against Braden River. Batee to the 40. He is driven out at the 48-yard line, and that
is coming back.
Is going to come back.
I think you might have had Batee actually move before the snap went off.
He did that before, Danny.
Yes,
there it is. He leaned ahead before, and they didn't call it. You can't come out of your stance and lean ahead. But that is a big break for the Canes because Batee picked up 15. Now, Manatee, I don't know. I doubt they slowed down. You're taught never to do that, never to assume who the penalty is going to be against. But that's a big one, though.
Well, and I think we had everything sealed off. He was actually going to his left. I think we sealed off. He cut back the other way.
I'm surprised their game plan has been run the football. I really am. I thought they would throw a little more, and they still might. They're trying, obviously, to loosen up the Canes' defense.
And they got McDonald so single on the left side today.
Gag out of the gun. He wants to throw. He fires it. It is complete to the 35-yard line. The receiver gets to the 38. That's a nice play. And that's Townsend, Clyde Townsend, who again last week had over 100 yards receiving and a couple of touchdowns. So you have him on one side, McDaniel on the other. It's quite a 1-2 punch.
And the runner, who's effective. He had a lot of yards too last week.
So it's 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 38 of the Pirates. Again, he's leaning ahead a little bit, and he gets the ball across the 45 to the 50-yard line. Well, they are effectively running the ball, something that Palmetto could not do last week.
They're running outside.
Well, they're starting inside and then just bumping it to the outside.
I'm kind of watching. I got a little bit of a tip from somebody last night about their formations and what they do, and it's starting to make a whole lot of sense right here.
3 receivers to the left. Gag out of the gun. Ball is at midfield. Batee, the lone setback. Let's see if the Canes can buckle down on D. Penalty on the play. And that is going to go against the Pirates. Illegal procedure.
Offensive lineman, right side jump.
So it's 1st and 15. It's a humid night, and what we're going to have to do, Gene Brown, we're going to have to get some rotation on the defensive line tonight.
Yeah, and I think what's happening is I'm standing in the end zone now, and it's the speed that I see, and our guys are right there, but they're not used to seeing that shiftiness speed, and then the defensive line just needs to muscle up and turn him inside.
1st and 15. Gag sends 3 receivers to the left. Batee takes the ball. This time Manatee's right there to drag the ball carrier down. A tremendous play by the big guy, Ryan Ives. Well, that's a loss on the play. Loss of 4, maybe even 5. Let's see where they sit. Now they're going to bring it back. Oh, my goodness. They're going to give the ball carrier benefit of the doubt and put it down. It's still a loss of a couple. They put it down at the 43. It'll be 2nd down and 17. Tackled him at the 40. Gag out of the gun. Takes the snap. He looks. He's got a lot of time. He throws it. It's picked off by the Canes. It's picked off at the 43-yard line. A beautiful play by Brandon Shannon. Shannon read it. He saw the quarterback looking that way, and he leaped and caught it.
He went way up in the air, too. Wow.
Well, he dropped back deep into that zone. He took that passing lane away, and the nice thing is, as he kept drifting back, Gag kept his eyes on him and decided to go ahead and go that direction. Great job of getting up in the air, securing the football, and coming down with it.
All right, first big turnover of the night for the Canes.
Let's drive it down again.
Brandon Shannon with the pick, and the Canes start with good field position. 1st and 10 at their own 43, driving right to left. 3:27 to go in the first quarter. Canes lead 7-6. Offset I out of the shotgun, and it is Harris straight up the middle across the 45, close to the 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 3 yards.
I think Irone's back in the game too, guys.
Actually, that run was Tyson Phelps.
Jackson has checked back in the game, and Phelps is in. Phelps is a guy who, very interesting because he's bigger. He's 6'1", 190. And again, we apologize because we've got these gray uniforms.
Look blurry.
Yeah, it's not easy numbers to pick up, but hey, we don't care as long as we keep moving the ball. 2nd and 7. Harris lines up in the backfield. Squitieri takes the snap. Will give off to Napoleon, trying to get to the outside. Napoleon is dragged down at the 41, a play of about 4 yards. So that'll bring up a 3rd and long. That's what you have to do, 3rd and long.
Good time to set up a middle screen if you're going to do it.
Exactly.
3rd and 12 from the Canes 41-yard line. Squitieri with deuces to either side. Squitieri takes the snap, wants to throw, fires it down. He's got it to the receiver, and that is Calvin Miller for a 1st down. Calvin Miller caught it on the near side. A lot of cushion for the 6'1" sophomore. Man, we've got a lot of weapons.
All right, he did a great job. He drove the back off of him a little bit, and as soon as he did, he just sat down about 6 yards and sat down on it, turned around, caught it, went straight up the field. He didn't try and do anything fancy with it. Straight up the field, picks up the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Canes in Braden River territory at the Pirate 46-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Squitieri rolling to his right, rolling, looking, fires it down. It is complete for another 1st down. No, now they say incomplete. Wow.
Thought he had it.
Wow. Thought Coleman had it, but couldn't hang on to it.
He had it for just a brief second. We got a flag at the line of scrimmage. It's likely to be a hold in here.
So it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
That makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Thought Coleman had it on the far side.
Yep, it's a hold.
Holding. Well, that would really annoy you if he would have caught it.
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah, he had it. He just kind of, when he got hit, as soon as somebody hit him right in the chest, right on the ball, it just kind of popped up away from him. He tried his best to haul it back in, but again, wouldn't have mattered in the end.
Offensive line for the Canes tonight, Charles Armstrong. This is left to right. Omar Lagarde Sam Purcell, Derek Maurice, and Carter Sysak. The Canes go with 4 receivers to the right. No, now they switch to 3. 3 receivers to the right. It is 2nd down and 20.
Should be first.
Squitieri looks to throw. He wants to throw long. He's got Fordham, but the ball is a tad bit overthrown, and Keyon pulled up just a little bit. I'd like to see him really accelerate there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this should be 2nd down. The first down was the rollout pass.
Down to a minute 23. I think, hopefully, Danny, that's what the officials are talking about here.
We picked up the first down on the pass, and then we ran the next play. We went rollout, dropped the ball over there, had the holding penalty. That's going to negate everything. Back it up 10.
Gene, Danny's right? Yes, Danny's right.
Yes, he's right.
Boy, they better not lose track of downs here, the officials. Somebody's obviously in charge of that, one of the officials.
Yes, he's getting it right there. 2nd down. Here we go.
Good job by the officiating crew. So it'll be 2nd down. That's the good news. The bad news is it's 2nd and 20. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Squitieri takes the snap. Looks, trying to set up a screen. It's to Harris, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45. Nice gain. He is brought down about the 42-yard line, short of the first down, but we got 15 back. Beautiful play call.
We should be able to take advantage of that single safety back there some way.
So now it'll be 3rd down, and, well, we'll call it 6. 3rd and 6. Line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line of the Pirates. 2 receivers split to either side for Squitieri. He takes the snap, wants to throw. A lot of cushion. He throws it, little flare pass, should be enough for the first down.
In fact, the defender threw him around and gave him the first down.
Iron Jackson, who is back into the game after being banged up a little bit, got the first down. And this is what I saw on film, guys. I saw them about 5 steps off the receivers from Clearwater. And this is just good play calling by the Canes.
Well, you take it. Nice thing about Squitieri right now, he's also taking what they're giving him. You know, if they're going to give you the underneath, throw it to him, positive yards, move on.
Down to 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Canes. Line of scrimmage, the 35 of the Pirates. Squitieri out of the gun. Takes the snap, looks. Again, a lot of cushion. It's Keyon. Keyon takes it at the 30, and he is driven back, but that's a nice pickup on first down to end the quarter. Canes lead 7-6. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This may look like an ordinary tomato to you. It's our Gamble Creek Farm tomato. It's the symbol of our commitment to provide you the freshest and locally sourced ingredients from our farm to your table. Like at the Beach House Restaurant, new from the ground up, with a great contemporary look and an incredibly relaxed atmosphere. It's as beautiful as an island sunset. This is the new Beach House. I'm Ed Childs, and your table is waiting.
The Canes lead the Pirates 7-6. Just getting ready for the second quarter. Boy, not a great spot as Keyon was thrown back, and usually you get the forward progress, but they put it down at the 32, so it's 2nd down and 7. Manatee driving left to right as we open up the second quarter. Kyrie Jones is checked in as the setback. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 7. Squitieri takes the snap, looks, fires it down. It's complete to Keyon. Keyon has the first down and more. Breaking tackles to the 10, to the 5. It's a touchdown! A touchdown for Keyon Fordham.
Here we go, guys. Here we go now. Manatee Hurricane Football.
the summer in the weight room with Coach Shakir has paid off big time for this Hurricane team. Manatee goes up 13-6. On for the extra point, Axel Lafro. Nick Bigelow, the holder. Snap good, hold good, kick is up. It's a low kick, but he boots it through.
Oh, he almost booted to Sarasota.
14-6, Manatee leads. We'll keep it right here. One of our sponsors for Hurricane football, American Car Care, Braden's premier car wash and detail center. Stop by this weekend. Zach will take care of all your needs. You know where they are, 6412 Manatee Avenue West, right across from Joey D's. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to get out to Joey D's on Wednesday night. We packed the house last Wednesday for Hurricane Hotline, 6 o'clock. We'll be there this week. They've got a deal on Wednesdays, $10 medium pizzas. 2 items.
And very good pizzas there.
Where can you beat that, Eddie Mulak? Eddie had 2 of them.
I know it. I tell you what, I got a nice. Not do that anymore, man. That's for sure.
Get ready for the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff with another one of our great sponsors.
The last drive, guys, 8 plays, 57 yards, a 32-yard pass from Anthony Squitieri to Keyon Fordham. Point after good, 14-6 Hurricanes.
All scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, visit Buccaneer Pond. Axel Lafro for the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff. It's a high kick that sails into the end zone. There you go, Axel. Takes him one kick to get fired up.
Yeah. You know, that 32-yard pass play there from Squitieri to Fordham, that makes him 7 of 9, 98 yards, 1 touchdown on the night.
And all of our game stats brought to you by CSNL CPA's, numbers you can count on. Another statistic, Danny, Chad Choate doing a great job tonight. You'll hear from him at halftime. 4 for 4 on first downs.
That's huge.
Third downs. Getting first downs.
That's absolutely huge on third down.
I mean, can you do any better than that?
Not right now. That's
batting 1,000,
baby.
Now we got to play defense, guys.
All right. Braden River will drive start from their own 20-yard line. Gag lines up in the gun. 2 receivers to the right. Batee is the single setback. And Batee will get it. He reverses field to the 25, to the 30, to the 40. And he has finally run out of bounds. Man, that's just a simple play where we're over-pursuing.
You know what it is? We're going with the block down. And I had a tip from somebody yesterday. Said if he lines up on the left, they go across the face and cut back all the time. They line up on the right, it's the same thing. They never, the direction he's going, he's going to cut and go backwards every single time. So really what they're saying is if he's lined up on that left side, bring 2 extra guys off that left side and you're going to stop him all day long because he's going to come back to you.
So that play goes for 25 yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the 45. Play action, Gag to throw. He fires it down to McDaniel. It's caught, broken tackle at the 50, to the 40, to the 30-yard line. 2 plays, they're all the way down to the Manatee 30-yard line.
2 big plays back-to-back there.
Canes lead 14-6, but Braden River is on the move. They're going to say McDaniel stepped out at the 31-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 for the Pirates. Canes' defense needs to get some stops. They should be pretty well rested. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Gag, the senior quarterback, out of the gun. And there's movement, but Manatee did not go over. Wow, very close. And again, we're falling for that first cadence. Gag takes the snap. He's running the option. He pitches back to Batee. Manatee stays home, and Batee is stood up and driven down after about a 3, maybe 4-yard pickup. Still got more yards than he should have.
Yeah, they strung it out pretty good, but they just didn't close the gap right there. Buchanan's coming up a little gingerly there.
Got to get a little more aggressive on those plays, but I know what they're doing. They're thinking he's going to quickly reverse it like he's been doing. But on that, you've got the sideline to help you. So he actually picked up 5.
Buchanan's he's hurting, and they got a mismatch with McDaniel here.
McDaniel is split to the near side. Buchanan guarding him. It's 2nd down and 5, and they're going to fire it out to McDaniel. He catches it, breaks a tackle to the 15. He's to the 5, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Good call, Danny, unfortunately.
Cannon didn't even make an attempt to go get him. I'm telling you, he hurt his shoulder on that last play, and he just basically fed himself right out of it.
Should have called a timeout.
Yeah. Well, and I think he was trying to get himself to the sidelines, and they came out there in that quick no huddle, and he didn't have a chance to get off the field.
So that makes it 14-12 after the quick scoring drive. Only 3 plays. Won't get too much quicker than that. Kicker on to try the extra point. Brett blocked the first extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So it's now 14-13, and there is a flag on the play, and that's going to cost the Canes because that'll be put during the kickoff, that penalty.
Yeah,
because we ran into the kicker.
They'll be kicking from our 45, so now a pooch kick becomes huge because he could pin you back inside the 10.
They can just kick it in the end zone, which I assume they'll probably do. All right, this has all the earmarkings of a shootout here. 10:37 to go in the first half. It is now 14-13, Manatee leads. 14-13. We'll keep it here. The Canes have been able to move the ball, but other than the turnover, not able to stop Braden River. Got an interception. Not able to put a lot of pressure on. It's because Batee has run the ball so successful.
Well, I think at some point in time, you're going to have to just sell out and bring a couple more guys and say, I mean, if they break the big one, they break it, but you're going to have to do something. Because right now they're even just going to the quick out passes to get it to McDaniel.
Well, you could see McDaniel's had a big impact on this football game. It's his first game being played, and he won't be able to play in any district game, so that's good news for the district opponents of Braden River. All right, they will kick off from the 45, and the kick is taken back at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 19-yard line.
I'm not sure who that was.
I was going to say, who was that?
Dre Evans.
Dre Evans.
I couldn't tell.
Got it close to the 20. They're going to call it the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Canes. And this not good field position, especially compared to what we have been getting. So the Manatee offense back on the field. And I'm sure the defense is getting lectured on the sidelines. Squitieri starting to rain too a little bit. Drizzle. Squitieri with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kyrie Jones takes it. Kyrie gets it to about the 23-yard line. Pick up of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Looked like it was wide open there for a minute, and they just closed real fast on it.
It's drizzling. The good news is I haven't heard any thunder, seen any lightning.
Don't say nothing.
Don't even mention it. Don't even mention it.
10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Canes lead 14-13. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Squitieri wants to throw. He's being harassed. He will get away from 1 Braden River defender, but can't get away from the second one. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He did a good job to get it back to the line of scrimmage, too. He broke some tackles to get there.
Yeah, it's 3rd down and 7 now. Manatee starting with bad field position. And, boy, you really need to pick it up here, but you got to watch the pressure.
That play had nowhere to go from the beginning.
Yeah, you don't want to give it back to them here at the end of half and have them go ahead on us.
2 receivers to the left. Fordham split to the right. Let's see if they bring pressure. Squitieri takes the snap. He throws it out to Fordham. Fordham tried to run before he had it, and it's incomplete. I think he would have had the first down.
He had enough because that first movement that he makes after he catches it, he's got a shot every time. There's very few guys that get him on the initial first tackle, and the main reason is these guys are off another 3 yards. You're giving him enough room to make a little bit of movement. So
tried to run before he had it.
Yep.
And Fordham now will drop back in punt formation, and Braden River is looking at getting really good field position. Punt returner is at the 40-yard line. Let's see if Keyon can boom this thing. little bit of a high snap. Keyon with no rush gets it out. It's a decent kick. Fair catch called for at the 44-yard line, and that's where Braden River will have it at their own 44-yard line. So Braden River now has a chance to move back out in front. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Then the Canes got a couple of unanswered touchdowns. Braden River came back to make it 14-13, and that's where we stand with 8:56 to go in the first half. Well, the Canes and Pirates, first time we've played out here in a long time, and so far a very good football game.
Riverview up 14-0 on Palmetto.
Wow. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Gag will give off to Batee. Batee across the 50, knifing ahead, close to the first down. I think he's got it. A 10-yard pickup by Brian Batee. Wow. Gene Brown, what is going on with the defense?
I think that, like you said, he's going one way, cutting back, and doing it. And we've got to make the first tackle. We're really right there in position, but we're just not making it. And I can't believe his speed. I was, hard to see on film as much, and against the teams they played, but it's there.
First and 10 as the Pirates are in Manatee territory at the Hurricane 45. Canes holding on to a 14-13 lead. Gag out of the gun. And he fakes to Batee. Gag will run it. Gag with a nice run to the 40. Gag gets close to another first down to the 36-yard line. He'll be a half-yard short. Wow.
Defense has got to tighten up, big guys, or we're going to be here a long time tonight chasing each other.
Yeah, they're just moving the ball at will here.
Right now, having no problem.
Second down and short. Boy, here's where you can do a lot of things. McDaniel is split to the near side.
I think they're going there, too.
Gag will give it off to Batee. Batee is stopped, but he got a first down. He only needed a half yard. He got one, maybe two. It's first and 10.
I think Ives was in there to trip him up, wasn't he?
He's starting to get banged up a little bit, though. He's not bouncing near as quick now.
Well, Manatee's just got to get some penetration and make a play.
Yeah, 2 more hits by Porter on him, and he'll slow his game down real quick. Because if there's anybody that brings it every single play, it's Justin Porter.
Shannon, too. We'll put a lick on him.
Canes begin district play next week at Newsom. Well, it seems like we have a lot of road games.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah. Timeout by Braden River. 7:22 to go in the first half. Manatee leads 14-13. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Brown, our statistician Chad Choate. This is Dave Bristow. Hurricanes lead 14-13 with 7:22 to go in the second quarter. Braden River, though, has the football. First down and 10 at the Hurricane 34, driving right to left. Brian Gag, the quarterback, and Brian Batee, a couple of former Sarasota Sailors, and don't you wish, Spencer Hodges wishes he had those two players down there. As it's a play action, Gag wants to throw. He's being pressured. Now he'll run out of the pocket to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15. He is finally brought down at the 11-yard line. Another first down for Braden River.
Well, he dropped back. He wanted to go to Knowledge down his left side, and Knowledge got the first step on him, but great closing speed over there. Buchanan's the one who closed it down on him, and yeah, he had him by a step and then shut it down, and he just took off and ran. That's a lot of green grass in front of him.
I wouldn't throw the ball against us anyway. They're running it so effectively.
So it's first down and 10. Ball on the 12 of the Canes. Gag will pitch off to Batee. Batee sidesteps a man and gets inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Well, that's pretty good defense considering what they've been gaining. maybe Manatee can tighten up here. 2nd down and 6. Braden River has a lot of weapons, of course. Batee, Knowledge McDaniel, Clyde Townsend, and the running and throwing of quarterback Brian Gagg. Gagg takes the snap. He will give off to Batee for a touchdown. Boy, there was no hurricane near Brian Batee. That was way too easy as Batee goes in from 8 yards. And that puts the Pirates back ahead, 19-14. Wow. Well, this is going to come down to who can stop the other team. Manatee has one stop against the Pirates on an interception. The Pirates have stopped Manatee one time just on downs. Brett Toma, the kicker. And the kick is up, and it's good. So it is now 20-14. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Braden River leads the Canes. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Funny about that one right there.
High school, where the Pirates have just reclaimed the lead, 20-14 over the Canes. Braden River jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Manatee then scored 2 unanswered touchdowns to make it 14-6, but now Braden River has scored 2 unanswered touchdowns. Braden River missed an extra point, and that's why we have a 20-14 ball game.
Yeah, we blocked that point. That's why they missed it, too.
Yeah, but that was just sloppy execution.
I know.
I mean, it took them forever to get the kick up.
Well, maybe we can get a good field position here on another pooch kick. Let's run it. Let's not just fair catch it, that's for sure.
All right. Here at Pirate Stadium, I guess that's the name of the stadium. I'm not sure.
We'll go with that.
Why not? Toma will pooch it, and it is caught at the 30, to the 35, to the 40. That's Harris to midfield. Harris still on his feet. He is dragged out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Pirates. Napoleon Harris with a terrific return.
Got a flag? That's going to be a sideline warning. No big deal. So they're going to drop it on the
45.
Yeah.
They stepped out at the 45. That's where the Canes will get a great field position. Again, the 45 of Braden River.
They're going to have to correct that kickoff thing, or they can't do that all season.
Well, this is what we thought we were going to do last week.
Well, the difference in his pooch kick and the one we had last week, that last week was much higher.
Yeah.
This ball's not that high.
All right, Canes back on offense, driving left to right, trailing by 6. 6:11 to go in the first half. 3 receivers bunched up to the right. Keyon to the left. Squitieri takes the snap. Squitieri wants to throw. Throws over the middle. He fires it over the head of the intended receiver, though. Receiver was wide open. That was Tyreek Allen at the 40-yard line. He was checking down to Allen. The ball just sailed on him.
Yeah, that must have maybe just slipped out of his hand.
Could be. It's been drizzling all night here, on and off, and it's on right now. Light rain falling. So it's 2nd down and 10. Squitieri again out of the gun, bunched up formation again, 3 receivers to the right. Squitieri wants to throw. He pump fakes, and now he'll throw over the middle. Same play. It is caught, and it is close to the first down. Tyreek Allen. Same play. Picked up good yardage. 9 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Let's see if Jones is in the game. No, Phelps is in the game at running back on 3rd down and 1. Squitieri again bunches up 3 receivers to his right. And he's going to throw again. He's going to throw long, and it is incomplete on the far side. Wanted Keyon on a go route. Now they'll have to go for it on 4th down and 1. Ooh, this gets a little dicey.
Yeah, I think I would have gone for the first down rather than the big play. I would have gone for that first down.
Well, you did a good look off because the safety was nowhere to be found. There's a little bit of contact going down the field, but
you'd like to see Kyrie Jones in the game.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a while.
I'm more disappointed in Keyon, actually. He kind of quit on the route.
Phelps is in the game as the running back on 4th down and 1. Squitieri with a long count. Squitieri takes it. He's going to throw it for the first down. He's going to throw it long, and it is caught for a touchdown by Keyon Fordham. A phenomenal catch on a little go route right down the middle of the field. And it's a touchdown on 4th and 1.
Oh, my goodness, that's beautiful.
46 yards. That brings back memories of long time ago against Apopka as Joe called a 4th and 1 to Troy West, the tight end. And wow, what a play call.
And we need to keep this extra point ahead here, too. We need to
20 to 14. What a catch by Fordham. Well, you need to come to Hurricane Hotline to see that catch.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Axel Lafro on for the extra point. Bigelow puts it down. Lafro kicks it up and through. Low kick, but it made it through. And the Canes back out in front by a touchdown, 21 to 14. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Your business pulls you in a lot of different directions. Managing HR is just one of them. But you never know what questions may arise. What if you had a team to turn to that could take the guesswork out of HR, save you time by researching the answers for you, and help protect your business? One made up of friendly, approachable HR professionals dedicated to helping people just like you find the HR information they need, no matter what size your business is or the industry you work in.
Welcome back to Braden River High School, where the Hurricanes just went back out in front after a 4-play, 45-yard drive. Anthony Squitieri to Keyon Fordham, 36 yards on 4th down and 1 point after good, 21-20 Hurricanes.
Yeah, 21-20. I think I inadvertently said wishful thinking, 21 to 14.
Right, but that's okay.
Here's the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff. Axel Lafro will kick it into the end zone. By the way, all of our scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, visit Buccaneer Pond. 21 to 20, the Canes out in front with 5:17 to go in the first half. Wow. 4th and 1, Gene Brown, and we go over the top.
Yeah, we're talking down here that Breon Carnes, second-year offensive coordinator, that's probably a play he would have wanted to throw at quarterback. So no fear, and obviously we got the playmaker in Fordham, and it looked like it was going to be overthrown from where I was, and then boom, caught it.
It was a beautiful pass too, Gene.
Yeah,
Not
nice pass. And,
Keyon ran through it that time.
Finally. The time before, he might have given up a little bit, but he slipped too.
1st and 10, line of scrimmage. Petit brought down for virtually no gain, maybe a half yard. That was great defense by the interior line of the Canes.
He's more effective outside.
Yeah, Donovan Osborne in the middle of that one right there. A little bit more upfield, a little less kind of sliding side to side and overcommitting.
All right, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gag takes the snap, low snap. Gag looks. He wants McDaniel, and it's overthrown. Overthrown at the 45. Actually, I think McDaniel slipped, and that's really why the ball sailed. I don't know if, in fact, it would have been over his head if he wouldn't have slipped, but we got a wet field.
No, I think if he stands up, I think it hits him right in the chest. But Dre Evans had good coverage. I thought there was a little bit of a push to get Evans on past him, and then he came back to the ball.
The other thing, Danny, we were not putting any pressure on him. He stood back there, and threw that ball.
Well, now's the time for pressure. It is 3rd down and 10. Braden River from their own 20-yard line. Gag sends 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gag will roll to his right, and he fires it down, and it's complete. Way too much cushion. The first down to the 31-yard line. Wow.
I don't understand that. You give that much cushion over there. I got Dre Evans down here on the short side of the field is manned up with Knowledge McDaniel and is playing press coverage, and I love it.
That was Townsend, and man almighty, he had too much room over there.
You're going to put yourself on an island, get out there on one, and I just like the fact that you come up and play press coverage.
All right, 1st and 10 on a 3rd down conversion, a 3rd and long. 4:18 to go in the first half. Clock is rolling. 21-20, Canes lead. Gag has not been really touched tonight.
No
Gag
pressure, no
will
pressure.
run out of the pocket. A good move to the 35, and he is knocked down at the 36, perhaps 37-yard line on the scramble play. He gets 6, maybe 7 yards.
Good pursuit by the Canes, though. They recovered and found him.
2nd down and 4. And they need to start putting some licks on Mr. Gag.
Yes, you're right.
Really haven't brought much pressure.
No, not at all.
We're just relying on the front 3 to 4 guys.
Gag out of the gun. He will give off to Batee. Batee trying to get to the outside. He does to the 40, to the 50. There he goes to the 40. Nobody's going to get him. To the 10, to the 5. It's a touchdown.
We missed a tackle on that one.
We didn't just miss a tackle. It was a poor effort over here by Dre Evans. He didn't even make an attempt to tackle him. I think he gave up thinking that the other guy was going to get him. And then he had to try and chase him down. He couldn't get to him.
Brian Batee with a tremendous touchdown run. How long was that?
He's got a lot of yards.
Too long.
It was
way too long.
60 plus.
He's got a lot of yardage
66. No, yeah, 66 yards. 66 yards for Batee. Well, last week he had almost 200, and he's going to be right up there if we don't slow him down. Extra point by Brett Toma. As Braden River back out in front in this seesaw game. Boy, Batee gets it up and through, but they were holding the Manatee player trying to get in from the left side. Left side of Manatee's line.
Well, let's see if Manatee, they could strike back here on the kickoff with plenty of speed and opportunity. They've come close to breaking 2 of them already. Defensively, they're going to have to change something in that linebacking core and chatting, bro, which they're pinching down inside. And when you're going to continue to pinch inside, this guy's bouncing it outside all day, and he has too much green grass. You've got to stay disciplined and hold your spots.
27-21, Braden River out in front. 3:18 to go in the first half. Well, Manatee had a shot there. We had Braden River with a 3rd and 10 at the 20, their own 20, backed up deep, and we just gave the receiver way too much cushion. It was an easy pitch and catch, much like Braden River is doing for us.
Problem that we have every time they get the ball, they just run it down our throat. That's not good.
Toma will kick off. Let's see if the Canes can get another good return. It is another pooch kick that Iron will take at the 20 to the 25. This time Braden River closes, and Jackson is stopped at the 30-yard line. Injured player for Braden River. The Canes will have it 1st and 10 and get a touchdown. And then Manatee will get the ball to start the second half. And maybe you can get a 2-score cushion that way.
Get you a little cushion.
That may be the only way to do it.
That's right. I'm afraid if we don't get a 2-score cushion, it's going to be a long night.
It's like watching a tennis match. Everybody's holding the serve. You're waiting for somebody to break.
That's a good comparison, Danny.
It would be a 8-point lead, of course, because Braden River missed the extra point. Looking at the Braden River player who is injured, and meanwhile, we will let you know that each and every Wednesday, we are live at Joey D's Eatery and Pizzeria, located at 6401 Manatee Avenue West. It's our new location. It's right across from American Car Care, another one of our sponsors. So if you get there early enough, and you need to get a seat, say 5:15, you can get through the car wash with no problem, because they close at 5:30, I think, and then you can go over to Hurricane Hotline. That's the plan. Hey, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, enjoy the very best in seafood, Beach House, Mar Vista, or, of course, the Sandbar. The red tide is going away, slowly but surely.
I think the little storm that went up there tore it up a little bit.
So don't worry about that. Head out there and have great seafood. The last time I was out there, I had some black grouper, Danny, and it was outstanding. The time before that, the swordfish. It was the best swordfish I've ever had. That was at the Sandbar Beach House, Mar Vista.
Yeah, I went to the beach house on Wednesday.
What'd you get?
I got a lobster roll without the roll.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and it was great. A little lettuce and got some fish dip with celery.
Yeah, the fish dip's awesome.
Yep, had them bring me out some celery and lettuce and wrapped it.
You just continue that bread boycott, don't you?
I know, bread and carbs and sugars, baby. It's working.
I see it.
Gene Brown is down to 120. All right, Canes have it 1st and 10, driving left to right, trailing 27-21. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Squitieri takes the snap, looks, pump fake. Now he will run it, and he goes down for a yard loss.
He pulled it down. He didn't have anybody open.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. And I bet you that if they stop us here, they'll call a timeout.
Sure they will.
Oh, absolutely. The way they're moving the football, I would.
So the Canes need to get some yardage here on 2nd and 11 to set up a 3rd down and manageable. Squitieri, ball on the near side hash mark. Canes driving left to right. Squitieri to throw. He's throwing deep, and it is nearly picked off. Nearly picked off on the far side of the field at the 40-yard line. There was some contact right over there by Gene. But
yeah, but they're letting them play. I like that a little bit. We got to do though. We got to be in position.
Well, this isn't good.
No, I think that Keyon is a better athlete than the kid he's playing against. But the ball was thrown kind of up, and Keyon turned instead of run under it.
He's going to have to run it. He's going to have to do something and out and up or sit down and just be able to get that separation because there's a 10-yard cushion between them to get off.
3rd and 11, deuces to either side. Canes need to come up with a big 3rd down conversion. Shakiri sits in the pocket, looks, fires it across the field. It's caught for the 1st down and more to the 45, to the 50, Keyon to the 40. Keyon finally is driven out, or he just stepped out at about the 44.
Oh, he was going. He was going, buddy.
Fordham got the 1st down and much more, a 28-yard gain. That's one of our best plays of the game, brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. Manatee Memorial has you covered 24/7. And Fordham having a big game, so it's 1st and 10 for the Canes from the Braden River 43-yard line, 2:18 to go in the first half. The Pirates lead the Canes 27-21. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Squitieri takes the snap. He looks. The ball is thrown and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Well, they just got good pressure and just knocked the ball down. Squitieri, not real big, only 5'10".
Nah, we didn't hold anybody up at the line that time. He got through just almost untouched.
So it's 2nd down and 10. The Canes have just gone to throwing the football here. Might be able to run a little draw here.
We haven't seen Jones much tonight running the ball, you know.
I don't know if he's banged up or what.
He's been in and out. He hasn't. No, I think that's Phelps in now.
Squitieri and Phelps in the backfield with 2 receivers split to either side. Squitieri takes the snap. He looks. He's rolling to the near side. He's going to run it to the 40. He's got the 1st down, out of bounds, and a late flag.
It's going to be a push. He was already out of bounds. It's going to be an additional 15 yards there.
Squitieri with a nice little run on the far side. I think he did have enough for the 1st down when he was shoved.
Yeah, they marked him past the 1st down mark. He got 11 on that.
So he was pushed out at about the 32, and this is a big personal foul.
Yep.
They're going to say the 33 is where they'll mark it, and the Manatee Hurricanes are going to be in the Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware Red Zone. Crowder Brothers Hardware and Gift and Gadgets with locations Manatee Avenue West and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard.
Our good friend Ron Crowder.
So the ball is at the 19, just inside the red zone. Squitieri to throw again. He throws down to the end zone, and it's overthrown on the corner of the end zone. Squitieri wanted. Is that?
I think I'm not sure if that was. I'm sure that Keyon was in. It's hard to see all the way across. 21. I have to look him up.
Well, that's the sophomore Calvin Miller. Miller has one catch on the night.
You keep running these streaks, and sooner or later I'd bring Wes Coleman right across the center of the football field.
2nd and 10 from the 19 of Braden River. Manatee driving left to right. Harris in the backfield alongside Squitieri. It's a draw play, and it is fumbled, and I think Braden River has it. Yep, there's the turnover. There's the big turnover in the red zone. That was a nice-looking play, but the ball carrier never got the ball. It was put right there.
It was put right there. It's almost like he wasn't expecting to get the ball.
Boy, that's
a big
huge play. Now the defense has got to come up with a stop.
Yeah, you don't want to go in down 2.
So the turnovers are even now. Man, that's a costly turnover for the Canes. Manatee back on defense. The defense got a little bit of a rest, though.
See if they don't try to strike big.
They will.
Gag with 2 receivers to either side. $1:49 to go in the first half. The Pirates up by 6, 27-21.
McDaniel, watch. They're going to try to go big here.
Gag takes the snap. Here come the Canes. Gag wants McDaniel on the near side, and it is incomplete. Boy, they are letting him play.
Well, they're letting him play too much right there. Osborne shot the gap, and you look at it, he's got to fix his pad. The guy was hanging on to him for dear life. He was going to be all over Gag.
That was Evans on the coverage on the near side. Good coverage on Knowledge McDaniel. McDaniel has a ton of D1 offers. Again, this is his first game playing this year. He was declared ineligible and reinstated for only non-district games. Gag will pitch back to Batee. Batee breaks 1 tackle, gets across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about 4 yards. This will be a huge 3rd down play. Now they're going to say 3rd, and we'll call it a long 3, short 4. Take your pick. Let's see if the Canes could get a stop. Gag with a hurry-up offense. Now he'll stop and look over to the sidelines. Batee has run wild tonight. He's the setback. Gag will give it to Batee, and the Canes are there to stop him for a loss. And the Canes maybe need to call a timeout.
Right.
Manatee gets the timeout. Great timeout by Yusuf Shakir. And Braden River will have to punt the football. And, man, just when you needed it, the Canes rise up on D.
Yep.
Wow.
That was a hit, too, on him.
Well, that wasn't a quarterback sack, Danny, but it was a running back sack.
It's a loss of yardage. And sometimes the way this is going, the sacks have got to change to great defensive plays. And if you want great job done on your car, go to American Car Care, Manatee Avenue West. Go in to see Zach or ask for Chris up there. They'll take care of you. They'll get everything done with your vehicle. Hey, ask for the full detail. They'll do a great job for you. American Car Care, Manatee Avenue West.
Our defensive player of the game last week was Ryan Ives, and he made that hit on Batee. Ives, 6'4", 255 pounds. Only a junior. Played it out of door last year.
And what a fine kid he is, boy. He's well-spoken.
Don't you think he just dominated it out of door?
Yes. He had to be a superstar.
Right there.
All right, Braden River will punt the football.
It's Dre Evans back. He does not need to go any deeper. He kicked. I watch him at practice at 35 all day.
How about a bad snap? Nope.
All right, snap is good. The punt is a short punt that Evans will take at the 40. He fumbles the ball, but he gets back on it. Wow.
That's the second time he's done that, too, remember?
At the 36. Man, get Iron back there, I guess. I mean,
run out of chances with him back there on his punt return stuff. And it looked like he slipped a little bit, and that kind of messes everything up when you're trying to field the ball.
Well, the Canes will still have decent field position. With 50 seconds to go, I don't know if we have any timeouts. We may have one. The ball is spotted at the 37 of the Canes, driving left to right, trailing in the final minute of the first half, 27-21. Two receivers to either side. Squitieri operates out of the shotgun. He takes the snap. He throws it out into the flat. Little wide receiver screen to Keyon. Keyon to the 40. Keyon still on his feet, breaks some tackles, and goes out of bounds. So that'll stop the clock. He did get enough for the first down. He's out of bounds at the 48. So it's a pickup of 11 yards. And a 1st and 10 for the Canes at their own, well, we'll call it 49-yard line. 40 seconds to go in the game.
I think you're looking, about a 25? I think 30 to 25, you got a legitimate shot with LaFro.
I'm looking for a touchdown.
That was a tough run by Fordham, too. He broke tackles again over there.
Canes have moved the ball quite well here in the first half, only slowed down by a turnover in the red zone on their last possession. Two receivers to either side. Squitieri motions Coleman out a little bit further on the near side. Now he sends a man in motion. That's Keyon. Squitieri wants to throw. He will now run the football, and he is hammered at the 48-yard line, and Manatee calls its last time out. Squitieri was able to get positive yards, but he paid for it as he was really lit up. That's a 3-yard gain. It's 2nd and 7. I think we're all caught up on breaks. Are we caught up back there at WLSS, Mike? Okay, so we already did Brown & Sons. Excellent. 31 seconds to go. Stay tuned for Mike Miracle and the Shake Pit halftime report. He'll have all the halftime highlights, and man, Mike's going to be busy.
He's been busy, I guarantee you, back there at the station.
Well, you got to give the Braden River DBs credit there because Squitieri surveyed the field, had time, just couldn't find anybody to throw the football to. Finally scrambled for a 3-yard pickup. Bad thing is you had to call your final timeout. In high school, not huge, but if you're trying to set up a field goal, it could be. Of course, the clock will stop for first downs. Squitieri out of the shotgun on 2nd and 7. Takes the snap, fumbles the ball, picks it up, looks, fires it down. It's caught at the 40. That's Keyon for the first down. Goes out of bounds. Beautiful one-hand catch, and then he goes out of bounds at the 35. And a good presence of mind by Squitieri.
Didn't panic at all. He just took his time, picked it back up, flipped it over.
He is cool back there, guys.
So 24 seconds to go. They're giving Keyon all sorts of cushion. The strategy is they hope they can get him and stop him before he gets a first down. The clock will continue to roll. Two receivers to either side. Squitieri takes the snap, and there is a legal procedure against the Canes. That'll cost Manatee 5. Well, you don't want to see that when you have the ball at the opponent's 35. Now it's 1st and 15. 22 seconds. So you think you have time for maybe 3-4 plays here if you do it efficiently?
Depending on where he goes, or if you catch it, you're short of the sticks.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, you can get 3. You're going to have to hustle to get to the line, but yes.
But they know we got to go outside. We can't go down the middle. Maybe that's the time to do it.
Well, you got to go down the middle. You got to get to the first down marker.
Look who's on defense.
Knowledge.
Yep, right in the middle.
All right, here's Squitieri to throw. He's throwing deep, and it is incomplete on the far side. Squitieri threw it long on the far side, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. I don't mind just chucking it down there a couple more times. I kind of like rolling Squitieri. He throws so nicely when he's rolling. I know that wastes a little bit more time.
It's been very effective for us, though, in the last games.
18 seconds to go, 27-21. Braden River leads the Hurricanes. First half closing in on us here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Squitieri, lone back. He looks. He's being pressured. Needs to get rid of it. Now he will go down, and that's going to be it for the first half. Canes have no more timeouts. They had the prevent defense on. And Squitieri is dropped, and that will be the end of the first half with Braden River up 27-21. And Gene will meet with Coach Shakir here shortly to get Coach's first half thoughts. I kind of know what his first half thoughts are going to be. Defense is going to have to pick it up.
All right, Dave, I got Coach here. Coach, obviously it's been an offensive play calling, and we've got where we made more mistakes than they made on offense, and we just got to kind of expose the defense, I think, in the second half.
I agree with you. We just got to do what we're supposed to do and continue to lock in. We'll be okay.
All right, I know this team is, the hype of this game and everything been going on all the years, but I think we're hanging our own, and we got to just stop our mistakes.
Yeah, we should be in the lead right now, so.
All right, well, coach him up. We appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
All right, Coach Yusuf Shakir. And now we're going to take a timeout, and we're going to be back for the Shake Pit halftime report. Braden River leads Manatee at half, 27-21. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
It's a night I'll never forget. My daughter was just 6 weeks old. I would let her sleep with me because I thought it was okay. That night, she ended up with her head stuck between the bed and the headboard. By the time I woke up, it was too late. She was gone. Here in Florida, infant co-sleeping is the leading cause of death for children under 12 months. Learn more about safe sleep at manateesheriff.com.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
board, it says auto intake right by the handle slider, so that it takes your camera and takes Nathan's and puts Nathan preview.
Association are proud to present the three-time Florida Class 3A State Marching Band champions, the Marching Band Pirates. The band is directed by Jeremiah Bowman and Cliff Dawson. Tonight, the band will be performing excerpts from their 2018 production entitled Humor Me, featuring the music of John Mackey and Charlie Chaplin. Movements include strange humors and smile.
Snap, Manatee Folk, and Jocelyn Hilbert. Is your band ready? You may take the field and performance.
Wesley's pick quick too.
I do see we obviously have completed passes, 12 of 19 for the 193 for Squitieri. Defensively, you know, one thing I'm seeing from the Braden River offense, they're running a lot to the weak side of the field. And so meaning the short side of the field. And we didn't adjust to that the first couple times. We saw it when they made some big runs. That series a minute ago when we fumbled and they got it and then went 3 and out, we adjusted, brought some pressure on the weak side. And, you know, we were there. We just missed tackles. And Knowledge is everything he was built to be. Eyes for about 10 yards. But, you know, all in all, you know, defensively, if we can make plays and tackle a little bit better, especially on the weak side, I think we're okay. Offensively, I'd like to see us run the ball and be a little more balanced. But I'm excited about the second half.
Right, you know, well, of course, that's why they went over there the hearing the day before this game, by the way, which is interesting, and fought so hard to get Knowledge so he could be here tonight. And you're right, he's the real deal, that's for sure. But he adds so much to this team. But the little tailback, and I can't. Petit. He's pretty fast and elusive. Yep. And he's hard to tackle. He's so tiny, but he just runs out of people.
Absolutely, and their offensive line is really big. You know, they're about 6'2", 6'3", average, I think, like 280. So he probably gets lost a little bit behind there, and it's tougher for our guys to maybe see where he's at. So backside linebackers kind of flowed a little bit too quick to the wide side of the field on some run plays and left that cutback area open. But I will say offensively, you know, we're 5 for 7 on third downs, and that's huge. I know from a defensive standpoint for Braden River, you know, they're preaching, hey, get off the field on third down. On offense, we preaching for Manatee, get the first down on that third down, and we've done that successfully. But like you said, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We're driving there, and we fumble the handoff, and you know, kind of stop that momentum.
And we've missed quite a few tackles tonight, which is not characteristic of this ball club, in my opinion.
No, it is not. And you know what name we haven't really heard a lot of, and I don't know if he's hurt, but where is Joseph Louis?
Yeah,
I don't know if we've heard his name in the first half at all.
And we haven't heard Jones has been out. I don't know what the story is.
Yeah,
with Jones.
Kyrie has been out. You know, and again, we're not running so much, so maybe they're putting Phelps in there to pass protection a little bit better. But you know, hopefully in the second half, Louis can get going, our defense can get going. We can stop that weak side run a little bit and make some adjustments here in the second half.
Unfortunately for us, you know, Iron got hurt, but he's back in the ball game, so that's good because that could have been a disaster for the rest of the season if he had hurt a knee or something like that.
And I know we preached in weeks past, these past couple weeks, hey, let's get Keyon the ball. Well, he's got 7 receptions for 136 yards. So I think we've done that pretty successfully in the first half.
Well, they're playing off on him so far out there. If we can get the ball on him, he's going to be very hard to tackle, just like some of their players are.
Absolutely.
So the teams have a lot of similarities when you look at it, you know. And so I think that's great. Well, Chad, we got an exciting second half. We might have a shootout here tonight.
Yeah,
in the second half.
we may.
So the Pirate Band is out here right now performing.
They got a crazy setup. They created a stage.
Yeah,
they brought their own stage in here.
Yeah, in pieces, like a pie. It's like a pie.
Yeah. I'd really like to be able to see, obviously, you know, from up here you don't know, but I'd love to be able to hear kind of what the defensive staff is, from our side, is coming up with ways to stop the weak side run. You know, maybe it's bringing some more pressure, maybe it's sliding the safeties over a little bit. I'd love to see some corner blitzes. I mean, the only guy out here, single receivers, is Knowledge McDaniel for them. I'd love to see some maybe corner pressure, bring the corner blitz every once in a while, slide a safety and linebacker over to help with Knowledge McDaniel, but just something a little bit different. Bring some pressure from different places. Gags also run the ball pretty well. they weren't design runs; they were scrambles. But he's done a good job. He got that 3rd down and 10, and it was a great job by him. And so hopefully the defense makes some adjustments as players get out here, get warmed up. And
I'm sure they're in there talking about the same thing that you're talking about. Well, we're going to take our last break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half. You listen to Manatee Hurricane Football.
Business pulls you in a lot of different directions. Managing HR is just one of them. But you never know what questions may arise. What if you had a team your businesses or the industry you work in?
To provide you the freshest and locally sourced ingredients from our farm to your table. Like at the Beach House Restaurant, new from the ground up with a great contemporary look and an incredibly relaxed atmosphere. It's as beautiful as an island sunset. This is the new Beach House. I'm Ed Childs, and your table is waiting.
Second half shortly. The Hurricanes trail 27-21 at the half. Manatee's moved the ball effectively throughout the first half of football. Had 2 times, just one big turnover. They had 2 in the night. Got to get the ball in the hands of Napoleon Harris. They tried to. He fumbles. Changes the kind of the flow of what was going on. But I think more importantly than anything else is finding a way, the defense, to slow down the Pirate offense.
You're right, Dan. Chad and I were talking about that quite a bit at halftime, and he made some nice suggestions of things that they might want to do, and I thought that was great. But the big thing we got to watch right here, Dan, we got to get the ball. We got to get down and get some points, because you don't want to kick it back, give it back to them, and then have them go up 2 scores on you, because that's a killer.
That's a long mountain to climb back up, or we drop down. Instead, I'll bring in the voice of the Hurricanes, Dave Bristow.
Yeah, my plan was to be up 28-27 here. Get the ball, score, and then you're up by 8. But, hey, didn't work out. We had a shot.
No, and, Anthony Squitieri's thrown the ball well. I think you've seen a little bit of difference. They've tried to go over the top a few times. They're getting the ball out to Keyon. Now all of a sudden they changed their philosophy. Hey, you know what? You're going to play 10 yards off. He's coming off, driving back 10, sit down, catch the ball, and let him do the work from there. And he's done a tremendous job. Once he catches the ball, yards after catch has been unbelievable.
Dan, you think he might come out and put Fordham at quarterback?
I don't think so. I think right now you're doing a good enough job moving the ball the way it is. I really expect us to see us go back to the run a little bit more. I think we're going to try and control some of the clock, drive the ball down the football field, eat up as that's what you got to do. You got to keep that offense off the field of the Pirates.
I'd like to see Jones back in there a little bit more, because he's a good ball handling, ball control guy. He's going to pick you up a few yards just about every time he touches it.
Well, I think we're a little banged up, but hopefully, we'll be back. And I agree with you guys on that. We've got to run the ball, and this is Iron Jackson's first play since he went down in the first quarter.
Yeah, I see him back out there
so
for kicker.
I think he was a little bit more nervous about it, and I think he realized, hey, I'm okay. You know, and a young kid gets his first injury, but they think it's severe. Sometimes it scares you more than it doesn't. And, you know, I just told him, I said, hey, keep your head up. It's going to be all right. And so then he started. I think the pain eased up, and now he's back. So let's see where he's at, because that's a hard thing for a young kid.
Brett Toma kicking off for Braden River. He kicks it right to Keyon at the 14. Keyon to the 20. Keyon to the 25. Keyon to the 30. Keyon to the 40. Keyon leaps a man and goes out of bounds and fumbles the football, I think, but we have a flag on the play. Also, all sorts of things going on right in front of us. Oh, my goodness.
I think that is a block in the back generally on a return, so.
Didn't he jumped over the defender, didn't he? It looked like I blocked here, but.
Well, he jumped over him, and then he stepped out of bounds there, and he might have already been out of bounds. We lose it. It's a drop. Okay.
All right, we're back. Sorry, we got dumped. All right, here we go. We're back. Sorry, we lost you for a few seconds. We had Keyon Fordham on a return to open up the second half. They're waving off the flag, and that means Manatee will have it 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Boy, he looked like Superman with that leap he had.
He's got some determination. That's pure determination right there, guys.
So Fordham caught it at about the 12 and returned it to the 50. It looks like he may have lost the ball, and then they called a flag. They waved the flag off, so all you need to know is the Canes have the football, 1st and 10 at midfield, driving left to right as we open up the second half, trailing 27-21. Squitieri out of the gun, takes the snap, wants to go airborne, and he hits Coleman for a short gain to the 47-yard line. Coleman is pushed out of bounds. 3-yard pickup for the Canes.
That time they were more of a bump and run on the outside, Danny. They weren't way off like they were the first half. They're coming up. They came up real close, like bump and run.
2nd and 7. Squitieri sends 3 receivers bunched up to the near side of the field. Keyon to the left. Squitieri will run the option to Harris. Harris will on room to the 40. There goes Napoleon as he is wrestled down inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. Good pitch by Squitieri, and Harris ran hard for another first down, a 16-yard gain.
What they're doing on the outside now for them, they're coming up, right up tight, okay, and pressuring him, and then they're dropping another man defender back behind.
Same formation for the Canes. 3 receivers now spread out to the right. Fordham to the left on 1st and 10. Squitieri to throw on 1st down. He's being pressured. He gets rid of it, and it is caught by Coleman. Coleman at the 30. Coleman to the 26-yard line. A beautiful play by Squitieri as he hits Coleman for 6 yards, but Squitieri avoided a potential sack.
Yeah, they're putting pressure up front, which we need to do more of this half.
2nd down and 4. We're just underway. The Canes' first possession of the second half. Manatee trails 27-21. Been a seesaw affair from Braden River High School. 2 receivers now split to either side as Squitieri will fire it out to Fordham. Fordham is not able to get away from the defender as he picks up basically no gain on the play, got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 4. Boy, you got it out there, but Braden River played it really well.
You see, Dave, I think they're coming up on him there now. They were giving him, 10 yards there. Now they've stopped that. They know Fordham, if he can get the ball, he's dangerous.
3rd and 4 for the Canes. The line of scrimmage, the Braden River 26. Canes have been very efficient on 3rd down. Need another one here. 3 receivers to the right. 1 to the left. Squitieri takes the snap. He gives off to Harris. Harris running tough, but short of the first down by 1.5 yards. It'll be 4th down. And let's see if Coach Shakir will go for it. It's 4th, and we're going to call it 2.
Might see Axel.
4th and 2. The ball just inside the 25-yard line.
You're going to see Kyrie Jones come in.
Canes need to get 2 yards to keep this drive alive. Huge 4th down play.
You're going to have to hurry this up.
Canes may want to call a timeout now. They break the huddle. We don't have a 25-second clock here, and Manatee does get a timeout. That's a smart timeout. You don't want to waste your timeouts in the second half, but that is not a wasted timeout.
That was not.
Canes trail 27-21. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Hey, they're going to kick it.
Well, the Canes call the timeout, and they rethink things, and we bring in Axel Lafro for a field goal. This will be set down at the 31. It will be a 41-yard attempt. Bigelow, the holder. So the Canes are going to go for 3. Remember last week, Lafro kicked 3 40-plus field goals. Ball is on the far side hash mark. Snap is good. The hold is good. Lafro has a lot of leg, and it is good. Lafro drills it from 41, and the Canes cut the lead in half, 27-24. 3:57 to go. Well, not 3:57. That's 8:57. The goal post is right in my way there.
I've done the same thing all night.
So we'll keep it here, and that's a nice kick by Lafro, Danny.
Yeah, the Canes took over that drive at the 50, got it all the way down where Lafro settled for the 41-yard field goal, 27-24 Braden River.
Yeah, all of our scoring recaps brought to you by our good friends at Buccaneer Pond. No matter if you're buying or selling, you need to visit Buccaneer Pond. So the Canes get the field goal. That's one distinct advantage Manatee has in this game, the kicking game, as now the lead is 27-24. But the defense is going to have to stop Braden River.
And come up with a turnover, really.
Lafro on the Basil's chicken and ribs kickoff. He'll be kicking left to right. Lafro nails it, and it sails into the end zone. It was a low line drive, but it was hit hard. That was a shot to center field, Danny.
It was. That was a double. I might get Chad to throw another log on the fire back here. Good grief.
It's a little warm in here. I'm down 6 pounds already.
Catching up to Gene.
All right, the Pirate offense. Now, do you consider that a win for the Pirate defense, holding Manatee to a field goal when you drive start on the 50-yard line? Yeah, probably so. I think it's a win for both teams.
Yeah, I do too.
Gag at quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. They lead by 3. Gag will give off to Batee. Batee is in trouble. He reverses his field, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and breaks another tackle, and finally will go down back at the 15-yard line. Batee was able to escape about 3 or 4 Canes before he was brought down for a 5-yard loss by Justin Porter. They're going to say it's a little bit more than that. Now they bring it back up the chain, so it's 2nd and 15. So far, so good. First play from scrimmage, a 5-yard loss. Gag out of the gun, has 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Brian Batee, the lone setback. We're just underway in the second half, 27-24 Pirates. Gag with a play action. Gag is rolling, is throwing, is completing for what was a first down. Then the receiver goes the wrong way and loses a couple of yards, and he's down short of the first down now at about the 29-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Boy, Gag rolls out of the pocket, then has a lot of time to deliver the ball and hit a wide open receiver on the far side of the field.
And he's a threat to a run, too. We know
He
that.
had time to set his feet. He had McDaniel across the middle.
That was Toby who caught it for a nice pickup. It's now 3rd down and 1. Batee gets it, and Batee is able to get the first down. You know, the Canes are there a lot, but he is just so shifty in there, and he manages to pick up 3 in the first down.
And that big offensive line is moving our guys off to give him enough room, to pick up a short
Boy, you get the first down, negative yards to create a 2nd and 15, and they come back and get the first down. Gag on 1st and 10. Gag now will look over to his offensive coordinator, Coach Sanders. He and Bradley have coached together a long time. Gag takes the snap, not much pressure. Gag gets rid of it. There's a receiver downfield, and it is caught at the 20, and the receiver is fighting for the end zone, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds back, I believe, at the 10-yard line.
He threw that a long ways, guys.
That was Townsend, I believe. Yeah. Clyde Townsend, who caught 2 touchdowns last week. And just like that, Braden River threatening. Well, that's why I'm not sure you can kick field goals in this game. I'm glad we made the field goal, but man, you don't want to fall behind by 2 scores, and Manatee's got to stop Braden River or they're going to be behind by 2 scores. Gag out of the gun. 27-24, Braden River leads, and they threaten. 6:52 to go in the 3rd. 1st and 10. Gag takes the snap. He looks. He's going to run the ball, and he is hit, but he keeps going. The ball is fumbled, and I think the Canes have it. The Canes have it as Gag fumbled the football. The question is, where is it going to be?
1-yard line.
Well, I wish he fumbled it into the end zone, but they're going to say the 1-yard line.
Yeah, now they're discussing, did he cross the plane? That ball was loose before he got across the plane.
Yep.
Yeah, Manatee should have the football.
Question is where?
The ball was batted up into the air.
Touchback.
And yes, that is great news for the Canes, as we're going to pick up 19 yards right there.
All right.
Boy, Manatee dodged a bullet there. Whoa. As Gag was fighting for the end zone, and I don't know who knocked it out of his hands.
I don't either.
And I'm not sure who recovered it. Eddie's checking out the stream, the video stream. Gene, did you get an idea on who?
Yeah, I think it was 15.
Malcolm Claremont, and Frank Waiters was involved in it too. Great play, denying Gag the touchdown, and Manatee ends up with the ball. Now we've got a water break on the field. Huge turn of events here as Braden River leads 27-24, but the Canes have the football. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
The islands of Anna Maria and Longboat Key are incredibly unique, just like the menus at our 3 world-class waterfront restaurants, such as the Mar Vista Dockside Restaurant. A surprisingly innovative menu featuring fresh seafood. Enjoy a timeless, laid-back atmosphere in a location like nowhere else. Come and experience an old Florida treasure. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to come and be our guest.
All right, we're back at Braden River High School. The Canes back on offense. Kyrie Jones is in the game. And Kyrie will get it on the left side, but he doesn't get anything. He loses a couple of yards. They're stacking the box on the run. And Braden River with a golden opportunity to go up by 10. Fumbled the football at the goal line. The Canes recovered. It was a touchback. And on Manatee's first down play, the Canes lose 3, so, well, 2. It's 2nd and 12. Squitieri takes the snap. Squitieri wants to throw. It's a post play, and it's batted down. He wanted to throw a deep post to Iron Jackson, but the ball was batted at the line of scrimmage. Now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 12. So fast.
Now, he had him too. He was open across there. If the ball doesn't get deflected, that's going to be a completion.
Again, Squitieri does a great job rolling. When he's in the pocket, a little difficult just because of his size.
And they know that too. They're playing to block his passes.
Canes sent 2 receivers to either side on 3rd and 12. Line of scrimmage, the 18-yard line. Squitieri trying to set up a middle screen. It's incomplete. That play was read well, and Harris was down on the ground, it looked like. So Manatee
too high
turns it back over on downs. Man, when you get the turnover You want to at least get a couple of first downs to flip the field.
3 and out. We did a 3 and out.
So good defense by the Pirates. Robert Gawker is back deep for Braden River. Keyon Fordham, the punter. And play is stopped. Not sure why. Still waiting for the referee's signal. An equipment problem, maybe?
12 men, I believe, maybe on the field.
Well, there's a break. You don't see that every day. So that will cost them only 5. Too bad it wasn't 4th and 5.
Yeah.
But now it'll be 4th and 7. So the Canes gain 5 yards, but will still have to punt the football. Gawker back deep for Keyon Fordham's punt. Fordham takes the snap, and he boots it, and it takes a very good roll, but the Braden River player picks it up and gets across the 50, and he may be gone. Keon's the only one that can get him, and Keyon is able to wrestle him down at the 15-yard line.
Not very good special teams on that one, guys.
Well, it took a good, positive Manatee roll, but the punt returner, Glockner, he fielded it great. He was like a shortstop. It bounced right into his hands.
You had the roll on. You just punted to the one spot on the field you don't. You need to be outside the hash marks with that, and he's not going to be able to get it.
So now they're right back where they were.
I was going to say we dodged this bullet, and now we're back the same gun at us.
5:33 to go in the third quarter. 27-24 Pirates over the Canes. And this is a very potent offense. Manatee was fortunate that Gag fumbled. Let's see if we can get another TO. Gag takes the snap, and he will give off to Batee. Batee fights for a yard. That's it.
We're doing a better job on him in the second half.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. It was Malcolm Claremont in on the stop for the Canes. We'll be live at Joey D's Wednesday night for Hurricane Hotline, Manatee Avenue West. Join us every Wednesday night. Gag out of the gun. The Canes jumped.
Good grief.
Well, we've had a lot of those tonight.
So from a 2nd and 9 to a 2nd and 4.
Deep in the, the
well, it's Gag. It's Gag's. He's such a savvy quarterback. Seems like he's played forever. Transferred from Sarasota. A lot of that going on in both counties. Players coming and going. Gag will give off to Batee. Batee is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. To the right side, nobody was out there. 15-yard touchdown, and Braden River has extended its lead 33-24.
That was too easy, guys. That's way too easy.
Never seen such a slow clock operator getting the scores up.
Yeah, he's asleep at the wheel over there.
Look at him. Extra point attempt now by Brett Toma. Kick is up, and he drills it.
There's a hold. Thank you very much.
About time.
Finally
we've seen
got
that.
it. Come off that edge, and he tackled him.
He finally caught it. That's what Coach Shakir's been on him all night about. And he just finally just ripped him down.
So that's going to make for an interesting extra point now. The score is 33-24. And it's a hold.
The hold was back around the 8-yard line, so.
They're starting at the 5.
5 is where he's going.
So you put it down at the 15, 25, about a 32-yard extra point. We'll see where the holder puts it down.
He's got a pretty good leg from that distance, but that's about his maximum right there.
It'll be a 33-yard extra point attempt by Toma. Ball's right in the middle of the field after the holding call. Snap's good. And the kick is up, and it is good. Just barely squeaked it in. So that extends the lead to 10, 34-24, and the Canes cannot fall behind any more than this. 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Canes coming off that big win over Palmetto last week. What was the last score you had, Danny, on that Riverview Palmetto game?
I think it was 21-14, but we'll see what we can find here.
I think you're going to see a lot of teams beating. It's going to be almost like a round robin, you know. I don't think you're going to have one team dominating in the area.
Unless it's Venice.
And I'm not even sure Venice. They did beat Riverview. They're down a little bit, of course. You have to be when you lose your 4-year starter at quarterback, your star receiver, who they're hooking up in the collegiate ranks now for Coastal Carolina.
Venice is up 21-7. Palmetto is now in the lead 27-21.
Over Riverview. Toma will kick, and it's just a little bloop kick, and those are the ones we need to call a fair catch for as the ball goes out of bounds on the far side.
They actually could have caught that. Their team could have caught that.
No, because it wouldn't have been their ball. It's got to hit the ground first. You can't just pooch it up in the air. I don't think he was going to get to it anyway. I don't know that they knew where 10 yards was. They came trying to hit somebody and clear it out.
Yeah, they're talking about it. Went out of bounds at about the 47, right, Gene?
Yeah, and they should have.
Yeah, and that's what we just want it right there.
Right. Yeah, you don't put it back at the 40.
Don't take it back to the 40 because it's. But our guys were kind of confused. They were looking at it because it barely went, the distance.
You should add yardage to it here, right?
Manatee has had really, really great field position.
They're calling a legal procedure against them, I think, because they kicked it out of bounds.
Correct.
So we will drive start from, here they go. At 5 yards, and Manatee will start in Braden River territory. 1st and 10 for the Canes from the Braden River 49-yard line.
We desperately need a score here, guys.
Squitieri has deuces to either side. He takes a snap, a little bit of a low snap. Squitieri wants to throw long. He has Iron, and it's broken up at the last minute at the 10-yard line. Wow. He had Iron, underthrew him just slightly, and gave the Braden River defensive back a chance to knock it down.
That ball is thrown out in front of him. He just runs right under it to the end zone.
Again, a little bit of a low snap and throwing the timing off just a little bit. So it's 2nd down and 10 now. Canes have to get something going here offensively. You can't give it back to the Pirates trailing by 10. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Squitieri gives off to the running back, breaks a hold of the 40, still on his feet. That's Phelps. Cleared down the far sideline inside the 20. What a run by the junior running back, Tyson Phelps. 39 yards. The Canes are in business in the red zone, and it's 1st and 10. They put it down at the 10-yard line. Tyson Phelps.
That's the Crowder brother red zone, for sure.
Canes have it 1st and 10 again at the Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware red zone. Squitieri sends 3 receivers to the right. Squitieri will roll to the right. He looks. He just needs to get rid of it, and he fumbles the football. It's loose, and Braden River is going to get it.
This is unbelievable. This is not Murphy's Law. This is O'Toole's Law. O'Toole said Murphy was an optimist.
Throw the ball away.
They just reached in there and poked it out of his hand.
He should have just thrown that thing as far as he could throw it out of the back of the end zone. Instead, he tried to
just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Wow. That, my friends, is a costly turnover.
Well, if they score here, it could be the dagger.
Yes, you're right.
Man almighty. After a great run by Phelps, down close to the 10-yard line. The Hurricanes fumble. Braden River takes over at their own 25, driving right to left with a 10-point lead.
We got to pray for another turnover.
You know you're going to get a big dose of Batee here. No, they're going to throw it. Gag to throw long to McDaniel. It's up in the air and it's incomplete. Terrific double coverage. Waiters came over and helped out Dre Evans. You know, I almost feel that they say, hey, let's take a shot on first down because we'll just give it to Batee and pick up 8-10 yards on second down.
They've had tremendous success running the football.
Well, if the Canes ever needed a 3 and out, it's right now. Keyon Hawthorne has checked in on the defensive line for the Canes. Well, we almost jumped off sides again. Gag out of the gun. Takes the snap, and it's Batee. Batee runs for positive yards. He's driven down after a 3-yard gain. Bottled up pretty nicely by a host of Hurricanes. And this is a huge third down coming up for Manatee's defense. Again, we're down to 3:30 to go in the third quarter. It's 34-24. The Pirates lead the Canes. It's going to be a third. We're going to call it 6. Gag sends 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Batee, the lone setback. They want McDaniel. They throw it. He drops it. McDaniel dropped it. Did not have a first down where he would have caught the ball, but he could have turned upfield, and he only needed about 2, but doesn't matter. It's academic because the Canes are going to get the ball. Iron Jackson back deep.
We need him to do what he did up in Winter Haven, guys.
Manatee has got to stop turning the ball over. Turnovers have been costly. That's something Manatee has done a good job of until this game, protecting the football. Jackson stands at about the 35. It's a short punt that Jackson lets hit at the 35, and it rolls to the 30 to the 29-yard line.
That's a win for them right there because, that's a running play. We could have returned that ball.
We're giving up some yards on those punts. If he kicks it over your head, so be it. Let it go. It's not an onside kick.
He should have fielded that ball and run it.
But he was just too deep. I don't think he could have run up because he was too deep.
Again, that's just, the kid's only punting the ball about 30, 35 yards every time and went the same distance and got the roll.
Yeah, because if it goes over your head, you just let it drop.
All right.
Stop,
Canes drive starting from their own 29, trailing by 10, late in the third. Squitieri has 3 receivers to the right. Now a man in motion. Squitieri will give off to the running back, who is sandwiched and dropped. Is that Harris? Yep, it's Harris. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. Manatee not able to get a ground game going tonight. They're going to move it back a yard now. It'll be second and 11.
Yep.
We've got a couple of runs. Phelps just had a nice run, but all in all, haven't been able to really sustain drives on the ground. After a 300-plus effort last week against Palmetto, Squitieri to throw. He gets it out. It's caught, but the receiver is swarmed on. A short gain for Iron Jackson. He just gained a yard. It'll be third and 10. Braden Rivers' defense has picked it up.
Yes, they have.
They've changed their approach. See, they're coming up on our receivers out there rather than playing them off. And see, we were using that the first half.
Squitieri takes the snap on third and long. He rolls to the far side. He throws it downfield. And, boy, was that interference? No, it's not. They say it was timed perfectly as the ball carrier was hit. As the ball got there, the receiver could not hold on to it. Iron Jackson, and a beautiful play for Braden River. And things are not looking good at this point for the Canes.
Now, that ball was a little high. He had to go up. He really was going up one-handed to try and get it.
Gochner back deep. And Keyon will punt it. Last time, a nice punt return. Clock is stopped.
Timeout by who?
Got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here as the Canes trail by 10 with 1:40 to go in the third, guys. And, boy, it's getting down to crunch time. The offense, all of a sudden, not able to move the ball.
No, they've bogged down big time, and I guess you credit the Pirates' defense. They've made a couple of adjustments. And
well, I say that, but, I mean, the last possession before this one, we get it down to the 10-yard line and just all of a sudden fumble the ball.
Right.
So it's been not a clean game tonight for the Canes. They fought hard, but certainly not nearly as clean as last week.
We got one more quarter to clean it up.
This game, of course, a non-district game, but it counts as far as the playoffs go. The new point format that was instituted last year. It's about 120 in the press box with humidity of about 2,000. All right, Keyon punting to Gochner. He stands again at about the 35. Keyon back at the 12. Keyon with lots of time. He gets rid of it. And he angles it down to the 40. That's a pretty good punt across the 40, dead at the 38.
He took a couple extra steps there, and I thought he was going to get blocked.
Sooner or later, you're just going to have to pull off a fake punt.
You're going to have to do it. And I think that was part of the reason why they called timeout. I think they were – I don't know that they had everybody on the field they wanted, but I'm sure they were thinking, hey, if there's ever a time, that's kind of the time. You're deep in your own territory, not really expecting it.
Yes. Remember when Urban Meyer did that for Florida back at – man, we were about our own 20-yard line. It really saved us the SEC championship. Turned the game around. Gag will give off to Batee. Batee trying to get to the outside now. He'll be hemmed in. He's a powerful little guy, too. He gets to the 40 for a 1-yard pickup. Brandon Shannon on the stop. So, you know what Braden River's going to try to do here? They just want to burn some clock. They're in a good position. They give him 2 yards officially. It's 2nd and 8. Line of scrimmage, the 40 of the Pirates. They're driving right to left in the closing minute of the third quarter. Gag takes the ball. He's going to throw it here. Not much pressure. Now the Canes come. It's Keyon Hawthorne, and he drags him down.
He hit him pretty good, too.
I believe it was Hawthorne.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he got a big hand on him and it didn't let him go, so that was a great play.
Keyon has played a lot of offense this year, and because we need some rotation because we've got some injuries still on that defensive line. Quentin Rome still out. Hawthorne getting some time, and he got the sack. He got the American Car Care sack. Now, officially, I don't know. He may have lost a half yard. It's 3rd and 9. Gag looks over to the sideline to get the play. Got to get a stop here. Down to 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Gag looking over again. Down to 5 seconds. They're going to let the play clock go down. And that will be it for the third quarter. 34-24. Braden River leads the Canes. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
They're going to roll him out right here.
We start the fourth quarter. Braden River has the football. 3rd down and 9. Line of scrimmage, they're 38. They're driving left to right, leading by 10. Canes need a stop in the worst way. Gag takes the snap. He looks, he fires it, and he has what appears to be a first down. Gag had a lot of time in the pocket. That's been the story the whole night. And he hit his receiver, Gawker, on the far side. Man.
That is awfully, awfully close.
Well, it would be fourth down. And
we might need to blitz a little bit, too.
He is short.
Yeah, he's going to be about a foot short.
Yep.
So I'm sure they'll go for it here. Even though it's a tad bit risky, but look, you can just give the ball to Batee. It is fourth down and short. Fourth and less than a yard. Gag out of the gun. First he's going to try to draw the Canes off sides. He may go under center here. No, he's just changing the play. Batee in the backfield, and Batee gets it, and he gets the first down. We have got no push on the defensive line tonight. Very little push. Well, ladies and gentlemen, not looking good. Still a lot of football left. 11:43. The Canes trail by 10. Braden River now in Manatee territory at the Canes 49. Gag has played outstanding tonight, even though he did have a pick and a fumble. Batee has run the ball very well, and he's going to get another chance here. They pitch it out to Batee. He breaks a tackle and gets a couple of yards. Good pursuit, though, by the Canes. So we've got second down and long. If Manatee is going to get back in this game, they've got to hold the Pirates. It's second down. We're going to call it 8. From the 48 of Manatee. Gag takes the snap, looks, fires it down, and it's incomplete. Warren McDaniel, pretty well thrown ball, but very good coverage on the far side. I think that was Evans.
Yes, it was. It was great coverage. He was right there, and the ball was a little bit on the outside shoulder, but Evans was right there to knock it down if it was inside shoulder.
So here we go, another third and long for Braden River. The Pirates lead by 10. Gag sends 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left, and the Canes jumped off sides.
Again.
That is, well, the weird part about that one is this guy is the one from this side that threw it, and then finally the other guy throws it afterwards. I'm not saying he wasn't. I mean, my goodness, how many more times are we going to fall for that? He is not going on that snap.
I think as a former outside linebacker, defensive end, you wait till the ball snap, then you go.
Usually, just look at it. You don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, we've been trying to anticipate
Generally, I
it.
think that's what happens.
And we've been trying to anticipate it tonight.
Yeah, not doing too good at doing that.
Nope.
Third down and 4 now. Let's get a stop here. Gag gives off to Batee, and Batee's going to get a touchdown right up the middle of the field.
Should have thrown a flag on that. He leaned forward before the ball.
He leans forward almost every time. So Batee gets the touchdown. It's now 41-24, and Manatee is got a ton of problems right now.
Yep, they're getting run right out of here now.
Well, I mean, it's bad enough he breaks through the initial front 7, and then there's just nobody there. And the defense played so well in the first game. Not bad at Lakeland. Pretty good last week. Not good tonight. Extra point attempt now. And it's up. And it's good. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Braden River now ahead 41-24. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
It's a night I'll never forget. My daughter was just 6 weeks old. I would let her sleep with me because I thought it was okay. That night, she ended up with her head stuck between the bed and the headboard. By the time I woke up, it was too late. She was gone. Here in Florida, infant co-sleeping is the leading cause of death for children under 12 months. Learn more about safe sleep at manateesheriff.com.
Canes trail 41-24. Manatee's going to have to score a lot of points here in a short time to get back in this game. Another pooch kick that is fair caught at the 32-yard line.
We need those offensive plays.
That was Harris with the fair catch. Or no, let's check that, Oliver, Michael Oliver. Canes trail 41-24, 10:36 to go in our game. This was a 6 halftime lead by Braden River, and the Canes, well, field goal. We got the 3-point, but no touchdown. Receivers to the right, one to the left. Squitieri will give off to Kyrie. Kyrie to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 40. There he goes, to the 30, to the 20, to the 15. He's down to the 8-yard line. Kyrie Jones with a terrific run, and the Canes have it first and goal. A 60-yard run, and Manatee is in the Crowder Brothers Ace Hardware red zone. Crowder Brothers Hardware and Gift and Gadgets with locations on Manatee Avenue West and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Well, we caught Braden River in a pass defense and burned him for 60 yards on a run by Kyrie. Kyrie stays in the game. You know, he's a little tired. Squitieri out of the gun. He's going to give it to Kyrie, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. You got to get the ball in here, obviously, even though a field goal would cut it to 14, but you got to get touchdown.
No, not enough time.
9:50 to go in our game. First down and goal. They're going to put the ball back at the 9, so it's a loss of a yard after the 60-yard gain by Kyrie. He remains in the game as the setback. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Need a touchdown here. Squitieri out of the gun. Fires it into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. A beautiful pass play, a little slant to Iron Jackson. And the Canes get a 9-yard scoring strike.
We're going to be at 10.
41-30. Still plenty of time, 9:20 to go. You're just going to have to get a couple of stops. So the Canes hanging tough here. Extra point attempt by LaFro. Manatee has to run in a player. We only have 10. Now we have 11. Offensive lineman checks in. Snap good. The hold is good. LaFro, Mr. Accurate. There's a flag on the play, though.
He's good.
Flag on the play.
It might be on Braden.
Thrown by a side judge. Might be offsides.
I think they're saying they had a player jump over the top or try to do something against Braden River, so take it on the, it doesn't matter for us on the kickoff because we're going to kick it in the end zone anyway.
Just in case, though.
Doesn't hurt.
Unless we want to go for 2 here.
He's signaling. He pointed in our direction.
We'll kick.
So the player we ran in apparently wasn't up on the line of scrimmage.
We kept pointing at Braden River, though.
All right, well, LaFro will try a little longer extra point. Again, the guy that keeps the score.
Yeah, he's asleep at the wheel, I told you.
I keep looking up there. I'm going, wait a second.
Add the 6 to it. They're not going to take it away now.
It's 41-30.
Math skills not real good.
They still have 41-24.
He's over there with that abacus moving it over.
But our video stream's got it right. All right, LaFro to try what will be a 25-yard extra point now. Again, Bigelow is the holder. LaFro gets it up, and this kid is really good.
Automatic.
LaFro kicks it through, so it's now a 41-31 Braden River lead. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
LaPensi Plumbing, Pools, and Air has proudly been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1985. Our customer-first approach to the industry allows us to cover a wider range of services to fit your exact needs. From plugged-up sinks and broken gas pipes to leaky pools, we are your trusted full-service provider. LaPensi Plumbing, Pools, and Air, a reputation built on trust.
Scoring drive set up by a 60-yard touchdown. Anthony Squitieri to Iron Jackson, 9-yard touchdown pass, point after good. It's 41-31 Braden River.
All scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. This kickoff brought to you by Basil's Chicken and Ribs, as it is taken at the 1-yard line. To the 10, to the 15 goes Townsend, flag on the play. He breaks out into the field. He's to the 40 in the open field and dragged down at the 45.
Well, there's not a referee on the field with a flag left.
No.
They're everywhere.
No, and usually that is indicative of a block in the back. Or a hold.
Yeah.
In any event, it's against the Pirates, so that negates a nice return.
Yeah, that flag was thrown at the 20, so that'll set things up at the 10-yard line.
Well, guys, enough time. 9:11 to go in our game. It's a 10-point Pirate lead. Desperately need a 3-and-out, though.
Or a turnover.
The Pirates will drive start from their own 10-yard line. Oh, we know one thing. Both these teams have very good offenses.
Yeah. Points aplenty here.
Gag brings his team out with a 10-point lead. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Gag will give off to Batee. Batee breaking tackles, gets across the 20-yard line, and he has enough for a first down.
Boy, he has hurt us bad tonight, that kid.
Really bad. He really has hurt us worse than the 5-star guy up in Lakeland, or the 4.5-star guy.
Yeah.
Because Bowman, all of his yards were on 2 or 3 plays.
Big plays, yes.
Batee is just chewing it up. He'll get 10, he'll get 15, he'll get 20. So now they're at the 20-yard line. And it's going to be Batee again. He breaks through, and he fumbles the football. It's loose. The Canes have it. The Canes have it at the 35-yard line. Brandon Shannon comes up with a huge turnover. Wow.
That's what I was asking for.
He's had a lot of success running the ball. He's done extremely well all night, but the ball it's still a lot of humidity. It's wet, and Manatee finally got a hand in there to pull one out.
Isn't that his second, Danny? Isn't that his second fumble?
Guys, I'm a guy who loves throwing over the top after you get a turnover.
I do too.
I always have. I would love to see Keyon on a little go route here. Where is Keyon?
Far side.
He is split to the right, along with 2 other receivers. Squitieri wants to throw long to Iron, and Iron can't quite hold on to it at the 5-yard line.
Throw it out in front of him. Just trust your guy's going to get there.
Well, that was the play I wanted, and Iron almost came down with it.
And I actually liked him going to Iron because I think they were you would think they'd be looking over there for Fordham.
Good defense by the Pirates.
If you're going to underthrow it, you got to underthrow it by about 3 yards so your receiver can come back because the defender never sees him.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Canes, as Squitieri takes the snap and breaking a tackle to the left, but then run out of bounds. He actually had a yard and then tried to get to the outside, and Tyson Phelps is going to only get back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they'll give him a yard to the 34, so a big 3rd down and 9, and we're out of LaFro's range right here.
I don't care if you pick up 4, 5, 6, or 0. It's territory the way this game's going.
We're under. You cut it to a 1-possession game, but you're just too far to try one here. Need to get the 1st down to keep the drive alive. 3rd and 9. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Squitieri operating on the near side hash mark. He takes the snap. Here come the Pirates. Squitieri needs to get rid of it. He's rolling to the near side. He keeps it on the scramble, and he goes out of bounds. Very close.
Short.
To a 1st down. Let's wait and see where they mark him. He got across the 30, close to the 25.
He's lining up the field goal team over there, looks like. I go for it.
To the 26. It'll be 4th down and a yard.
You go for it.
4th and a yard at the 26, and the Canes have to pick it up here.
You're running to the side away from the chains, but you got to have awareness where you're going and dive forward.
Phelps is in the game as the running back on 4th and 1. Squitieri out of the gun. He takes the snap. It's a quarterback draw. Squitieri has the 1st down. A beautiful call and a good run by Squitieri. Just a simple quarterback draw, and it's 1st down and 10. The ball at the 24-yard line of Braden River. The clock continues to roll.
Good
they
call.
Stop it just to set the 1st down. 7-19. Great call, Danny.
Breon draws that one up well and give the credit to the middle part of that line right there to open the hole.
Sam Purcell, Omar Lagarde, Derek Maurice. Center and guards for the Canes offensive line. Manatee trails by 10, 7 minutes to go in the game, but the Canes are driving. Squitieri takes the snap. He wants to throw deep. He has a man out there, and it is bobbled in the end zone and incomplete. Wow.
Boy, there's contact out. That's Iron Jackson trying to get to again. He's got him. The problem is throw the ball out. If he throws out front, he's got him by a yard, 2 yards every single time.
So it's 2nd down now and 10. Boy, that ball was bobbled up in the air, and Jackson almost came up with it the 1st time and then almost the 2nd time.
He's underthrowing guys, starting to remind me of Felipe Franks.
Not last week. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jackson is split to the left.
Now, Braden Rivers got some hands on the hips, so they're getting gassed as well.
Braden Rivers played a good team. I don't know how physical they were.
Well, we're inside 5 seconds. We're not going to get this play off.
Need to call timeout.
There they go, timeout. They take too long.
Yeah, because, boy, you do not want to burn your timeouts here.
And you know
but
what?
You can't take a 5-yard penalty either.
And you miss that 24-second clock, you know it?
Well, you just focus on the back, Judge, and as soon as the hand goes up, you're down to 5. And
Eddie's in the NBA.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah. I know.
So the Canes will have it 3rd down and 10. The line of scrimmage is the 24. So here's the situation. If you don't get it here, it would be a 41-yard attempt. Well, we've seen Axel Lafro nail 3 field goals last week from 40 to 42, 1 tonight from the same distance. So if you don't get it here, I think you bring in Lafro. That's unless you get, I would say, 7-8 yards, then you go for it. That's the game plan, guys. Or you just get a 1st down, or you just get a touchdown here.
I say keep going.
All right.
Forget the field goal. Let's
Huge
just keep
3rd
going.
down.
4 downs, 4 down territory.
Canes driving right to left, trailing by 10. Under 6 minutes to go in our game. Squitieri in the gun, takes the snap. Squitieri looks. He's got a lot of time. He fires it, and man, he just overthrew the receiver by 10 yards.
I was going to say by a long shot.
The ball's not coming out of his hand right now.
Looks like we're going to get the field goal.
Again, it's not a chip shot, Mark. Lafro attempting a 41-yard field goal that would cut the lead to 7. Bigelow the holder. Snap good, hold good. LaFro gets it up and it sails to the right. That didn't look good from the get-go.
He had plenty of leg, but he missed.
Overcompensated.
But that young man, you can't ask for much more than what you've received from him. I mean, the offense has got to get the touchdown there, or at least a little bit closer for LaFro. So now you've got, is that 5 minutes, 5:31? 6:31.
It looks like 5 to me, too.
Yeah, right in the middle of that goalpost.
It is, right.
6:31 to go. Braden River has the football. They dodged a bullet there, no question about it. The Canes missed the field goal, so now Braden River will just try to kill the clock. Man, been a hard-fought game, and we got the turnover that we needed there. Braden River trying to improve to 2-1 on the year. The game last year was canceled because of the hurricane, and then for some reason we had to travel out here this year. And we didn't even play the game at home last year.
Well, the agreement that was made originally was they'd play us, we'd play them, we'd split it.
Gag gives off to Batee, and he is running strong, has the first down as Manatee tries to strip the running back, but he got 14 and the first down. And this Canes defense is wore out.
Yeah, they're gassed.
They are gassed.
They are just about out of fuel.
This is the first game coached by Bradley, their coach, because he got into some trouble with huddle films. They were suspended for the spring. No practice, no games, no nothing. And he's back coaching tonight, and he's looking for a big win. Ball carrier takes it across the 40.
That's McDaniel.
To the 41. Yeah, they put McDaniel in the backfield. That's his first game, but oddly enough, McDaniel will play tonight, and then he'll play against Booker and one other team, non-district, and that's it. I think it might even be, I'm not sure who the second. Yeah, St. Pete. Booker and then St. Pete, and he's done. What an odd penalty handed down.
Kind of stupid.
First of all, they should have affirmed it. They should have affirmed the suspension.
2nd down and 3. Gag out of the gun. Gag takes the snap and gives off to McDaniel again. They've got the big back in there now. Knowledge McDaniel. He's 215 pounds. He got the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Well, the Canes have fought hard tonight. Nothing to hang their heads about. Still got a lot of football in front of them, including 5 minutes tonight. But you're going to have to go to work on the defense.
Including focusing on winning the district.
1st and 10 from the Braden River 46-yard line. Gag changing the play call. Has McDaniel in the backfield. And he slips and falls, but gets it to McDaniel, and McDaniel is dropped after an 8-yard pickup. There's a flag on the far side, right by Gene.
That's going to be on. That's on Todd.
Gene, what's going on over there?
We were behind the line. I think his lens was sticking over.
Well, let's see what that's all about. The flag called right over at the 30-yard line where Gene Brown and Todd Solito are.
Yeah, I mean, Todd, we both were behind the white line, and Todd was taking a picture, and his lens was sticking over.
Oh, I see.
All right, they're still discussing what's going on.
Well, if it is, Todd can go into history with Dr. McCarthy.
4:45 to go in our game, 41-31, Braden River, and a long discussion by the officials. I mean, a long discussion.
Oh, come on, dude. Just man up and just leave it be and play.
It's been a pretty well-officiated game tonight.
It has so far, but I thought there was a few pass interference calls that were not called, but
he may have taken the snap.
Wow, Todd got a
and his knee was down.
15-yarder.
Oh, Lord.
What was it?
Nobody's said yet.
It's going to just hit Todd in the back, or the guy hits back.
Oh, the official ran into him?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, Todd is a deputy sheriff, so.
Yeah. There's a ticket coming.
Gag operates out of the shotgun after the penalty. The ball is at the 42 now of Manatee. McDaniel gets it, and McDaniel, there's a flag on the play. That's going to be a hold. McDaniel gets about 5 yards. Flag on the play. Canes trail by 10, 41-31. Been really an interesting game here tonight. A lot of offense, not a lot of defense, but I'll give Braden River credit. They kind of buckled down defensively in the second half.
Yeah, that third quarter, they just held us down. And now they're slowing the game down with flags.
I like that flag, though.
No, it's against us.
What? Are you kidding me?
It's a hold against them and a face mask against us, so they offset.
Oh, my goodness. A face mask?
I think it was on the tackle on Daniel.
Yeah, that was well after the other flag, but it doesn't matter. The play goes on. So, it'll be 1st and 10 again. 4:26 to go in the game. Again, Braden River has the football. 1st and 10 at the Manatee 42-yard line. We'll be at Joey D's for Hurricane Hotline on Wednesday evening, live 6 to 7. And next week we'll be at Newsom to start district play. Gag will give off to McDaniel. McDaniel is swarmed on at the 40-yard line. Picked up 2. 2nd down and 8. Well, if we just could have banged in that field goal,
it'd be
interesting, wouldn't
different looking situation, wouldn't it?
I don't think they would be as conservative here either.
No.
2nd and 8 for the Pirates, a 7A squad who play with Venice and Palmetto. Those are the main 3 teams in their district. Last year, all 3 of them made the playoffs with the new point system. Could be the same this year. Brian Bettee is checked back in the game. We've got a timeout on the field. With the score, Braden River 41, Manatee 31. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Every great team has a coach that leads them to victory. Offense, defense, special teams. The coaching staff knows that it takes a full team effort in order to be successful. At Williams Wealth Management Group, we help our clients implement their strategic plan. We take a 360-degree approach to help our clients meet their personal goals. My wife Helene and I are proud Manatee High School graduates, and we love our community that we're raising our family in. At Williams Wealth Management Group, our services are more than money.
With 3:24 to go in the game, Braden River leads 41-31 and driving. They're at the Manatee 40-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
Gag in the shotgun. Brian Bettee, the running back. They're probably just going to keep the ball on the ground. Yes, they do with Bettee, and Bettee is dropped after about a 3-yard pickup. Good tackling that time by the Canes. That'll bring up a 3rd down and we'll call it 4. Clock down to 3 minutes to go. Manatee needs a miracle here. Well, if you can hold them here and get a quick touchdown, you do have a chance. But the problem is that clock is just ticking away, and I think we only got one TO left, Danny.
Correct. Unfortunately.
Batee, I would think, is going to get it here on 3rd and 4. Batee gets it, and unless they stuck McDaniel in there, short of the first down by a yard. And yeah, they're going to go for it on 4th down. What else are they going to do?
Well, they can't kick it from there.
Yeah, I think we call a timeout here. McDaniel, about a yard and a half shy. Yeah, I want to save those seconds here.
Knowledge is going to run it. He's still in there.
4th down and a long one. Let's see if the Canes can hold here. Down to 2:10 to go in the game. Braden River leads by 10, and they're going for it on 4th and a long one. McDaniel's in the game. Now we got a timeout, and it's Braden River calling the timeout with 2:01 to go. So we'll take another 30-second timeout. Braden River leads 41-31. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Wow. Fourth down and 1. Gag in the shotgun. McDaniel gets it on the right side, and he is fighting for a first down and has it. The big 215-pound Knowledge McDaniel gets the first down, and that'll do it. Now they can just go down on a knee, and Braden River is going to win this thing 41-31. So Kurt Bradley is going to get his first win of the year. And, boy, I think they're going to keep going here.
Yeah, they want to score
Gag
again.
gives off to McDaniel. McDaniel running up the middle. He's to the 10. He's dragging tacklers, and he is down to the 1-yard line. I thought they would just run it out, but
no, he don't want to do that. He went out there and told them, we're going to stick it to him.
Believe me, things won't be forgotten.
Nope.
So McDaniel dragging would-be tacklers all the way to the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal. Well, you know what? It's our job to stop them.
Yep.
And now the clock is rolling. 1:20 to go in the game, and they'll just take their time. They're down to the 1-yard line. This is reminiscent, of course, of last week's game.
Yeah, they're doing the victory.
Now they're going to the victory formation.
And the players are saying no, and the coach is saying do it.
So Gag will just go down on a knee. And this is just like last week's game with Manatee and Palmetto. We had a 9-point lead and got it down to the 1-yard line. And the clock ran out. So Braden River is going to win this game 41-31. Clock down to 45 seconds. They'll have to take one more snap, and that'll do it. So hats off to the Braden River Pirates. Hard-fought game. Pirates get the win, 41-31 over the Manatee Hurricanes. Gag takes the snap, and he'll go down on a knee, and that'll do it. 41-31, Braden River over Manatee. We'll take a timeout and be back with the Shake Pit postgame show. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Your business pulls you in a lot of different directions. And help protect your business. One made up of friendly, approachable HR professionals dedicated to helping